You've got the look in your eyes. You're on a mission, burning ambition. You've got your eyes on the prize. You've gotta rise to the challenge. Show 'em what you got. Suffer to take what's yours. You are kings now, curse of titans.
Oh, right off the bat with a burp.
What?
Hey everyone. Yeah. Hey everyone, this is Anthony with Tornado Tag Podcast. We're here. We got Andy, Tyler, Brian, and Matt on the phone. We have some stuff we're going to dive into, everything that's happening this week in wrestling. We'll sneak the news appropriate to the channel when we get to that section, so we'll kind of space out news a little bit. So when we get to WB or NXT, if there is some news that we can be talking about, we'll sneak it in there. We do have a few things to bring up right away, and before we get into that, if you guys want to support us or you guys want to support the podcast, we do on Anchor have a support this podcast page, and you can do it's kind of like a Patreon where you can do like $1 a month or $5 a month or $10 a month. If that's something you're interested in, that option is available.
It's a Patreon where you don't get anything.
Yes. Yep. Sorry, guys. But it
bonus episode.
Yeah. But also, listen. I think not tooting our own horn, but I think we put so much content out there. Yeah. I definitely think
you could pay all half of your stuff and you would still have a lot of content out there.
Yeah. We do very well, and I have like. Kind of spoiler alert, I have a bunch of interviews. So I was doing like the interviews like with wrestlers like every like I was just say we'll just put them out Tuesday if we get them. I have like 9 episodes I have to record the next week and a half. Wow. So we have enough interviews with local talent that'll last us a month and a half, maybe 2 months. So there's pretty much you can get expected an episode every Friday like normal, and then every Tuesday you can get like an interview with somebody. And the interviews have been going over very, very well. People are really enjoying them. So
nice.
Next week's episode will be the Glorified Jobbers episode.
Oh, okay.
And then the episode after that will be our buddy Andy Header.
Yeah, how about it?
So we'll get to hear Andy's story. So I know a lot of people are excited. I'll give a little spoiler. After Andy,
I don't have any stories.
Will be Trajan. We have talked to the daddy of the galaxy, and then we talked to Mad Max Morrison, and boy, was that a roller coaster.
I've heard some spoilers to these interviews. It sounds very interesting.
Yeah, he is.
I don't really know him. You know,
he's a rock star.
Not to say hello, but that's about it.
Crazy guy. I love him. Super.
Header, make sure you tell them the story about your intellectual superior Beetlejuice. How he brought you in the right places. So
Who, me?
Who, me?
I fight Tyson. I knock him out.
I'm about 6'4", 300 pounds.
The best is you just go on YouTube and just type in Beetlejuice and Mayweather, and it's a 3-minute clip where it literally looks like they're promoting a fight between Beetlejuice and Mayweather.
That's awesome.
Beetlejuice is a gift from God.
I went college 5 years.
Yeah.
I knocked Mayweather out.
I fuck girls like all the time in the envelope. Yo, is it true that someone shits in your pants? Yeah, they get in there. They shit right in my pants.
Pete, you had sex with my wife? Yeah. He's like, why would you do that, Pete? All right.
I love Beetlejuice.
We have a tradition when we go to Comic-Con when Header's getting into his cosplay role. We listen to nothing but Beetlejuice.
Yeah, it's like
and I think that's what really gets him. I think that's what really gets him going. You know, like some people listen to like heavy metal music when they're working out.
Yeah.
Or they listen to classical music when they're painting. When Andy Header is getting ready to go for Comic-Con, he listens to Beetlejuice.
Yeah,
that's it.
And then we had a little Bigfoot. It is that Bigfoot.
It is. Yeah. I took a big shit, it is. So that's our Howard Stern clip. So anyway, Max is awesome. So spoiler for the Max one, it does go off the rails a couple times, and Tarantino's a lot. So we do get to learn about his wrestling, but we also talk a lot about horror movies too.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so there's a lot in there. So it was a good time. So and then we have a whole bunch more coming for you guys, but they're the only ones I have recorded at the moment. So go check that out. Also, PPW has a brand new T-shirt out. It's only available for a limited time. It won't be sold at shows because there is no shows. But when shows come back, it won't be at the show, so you can't get it there. But it is a PPW Strong T-shirt. I believe it's $19.99 for small to extra large and $24.99 for 2X and up.
Okay.
You can contact Paul Bow, or you can contact PPW on Facebook or on their website.
I was gonna say it's a white T-shirt with a American flag.
Yeah, it's a PPW logo with the American flag inside of it. It's a really, really sharp shirt. So go over and support those guys while you're waiting for wrestling. They are also doing like the best of PPW on their YouTube channel
And back on TV.
And that's
too.
gonna be on the
and it will be
WYLN.
Yes.
Yeah.
So it'll be a WYL. I already have
For
the
those
burps.
terribly local people
Yeah, so-
around the Luzerne County area.
Yep. So you can watch it on TV or on YouTube. So you can go check out the best of.
And just so you have their website, it is ppwwrestling.com.
You got it.
Yeah, so the people be like, find your pro wrestling.com.
And I'm sure we'll share it on the page so you can check that out as well. So a little bit of Impact news. We'll turn it over to Brian here.
Impact, they kind of
Trolled everybody.
Yeah, pretty much. So first of all, during the show, this week's Impact was kind of built around crowning some number one contenders for different things. You have new number one contenders to the tag titles. That would be. I'm looking through the results here. I should have had that queued up.
The Rascals.
The Rascals, yeah. And then the main event was supposed to be not one of the Rascals. I'm getting ahead of myself. It was supposed to be Trey Miguel going against Ace Austin.
Yeah, no, you're right. You're right. He's one of the Rascals.
But the
three of them.
Yeah, the other Rascals were the ones that became the number one contenders to the tag titles. And then Trey Miguel was supposed to wrestle Ace Austin for the number one contender to the Impact title, to become the number one contender to the Impact title. And they did an angle where Trey Miguel was injured in the back, and Zachary Wentz, another of the Rascals, came out to fight Ace Austin in his place, but it winds up that Ace Austin wins anyway. So local favorite, podcast favorite, Ace Austin is your number one contender to the Impact title. And then
we did say most times after you win the X division and you drop it, it is a higher possibility they're doing it to move you up to a bigger and better thing.
It's been a stepping stone for a lot of people.
Yeah,
So they still do that option C thing? I haven't watched enough.
I don't think so.
I'm
Not that
sure.
I've seen in a while.
What, where you can give up the X
No.
title
Yeah.
for a shot?
Yeah.
The world title.
At Destination X.
No, ever since Don Callis and Scott D'Amore took over, a year and change ago, no, they stopped doing that.
So
I couldn't tell you who the tag team champions are if
North.
money was involved.
The North.
the North, and
I also could not tell you who the X division champion is.
right now is
Willie Mack, right?
Willie Mack.
Is it?
Yeah.
Wow, Willie
Mack.
Mack's great.
Yeah.
The North is pretty good, too. They're
really good.
Ethan Page and Josh
Okay.
Alexander. I wanna
Ethan
say.
Page was at True Wrestling a couple times.
They really impressed me with the what they did at the Impact show at PPW. Really, really,
Oh, okay.
really,
They
really
wrestled
talented.
Rich Swann and Willie
Oh,
Mack.
nice.
Yeah, good match.
And we chanted USA at them and build that wall because they're from Canada. It's
Oh,
funny.
I was
He
gonna say, I
chanted
don't
both
get.
of
I
them.
don't say. I don't
Nobody else
get that
from
at all.
If
I was like,
anybody's,
are they German?
if
Or are
anybody's
they,
building that wall, it's Canada.
are
Yeah.
they Mexican? I was like, I
Well,
don't.
that's what I was kind of
understand.
hoping they would heckle back to me, like, "Yeah, we're gonna build that wall to keep you scumbags out."
Not the worst idea in the world, Canada.
Yeah. Keep all that cold air in too. It's like air conditioners, it's like insulating your house better.
They have enough cold air up there. But the big news that everybody's talking about, as far as anybody talks about Impact, they did a little vignette at the end of the show after Ace Austin won, and it's a newscaster, and somebody's sitting there drinking whiskey, and the newscaster's talking about all the different wrestlers that were released through the global pandemic, and they show footage of different people who were in either TNA, Impact, or Global Force. They show Eric Young, Gallows, and Anderson, who did Global Force, Drake Maverick, Kurt Hawkins,
Maria Canales.
Mike and
Yeah,
Maria,
yeah.
Bennett, EC3. They show a Bulgarian flag. The guy drinking whiskey in the vignette is a reference to Aiden English because he has a whole YouTube channel about whiskey,
Oh.
and they're kind of teasing that.
They signed all these guys.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and it's Slammiversary, which is going to be on July 18th, I think, which is 3 days after most of these people's non-competes are up. And they probably have somebody.
I think they have one of them.
I think
I'd
it's
say
EC3, I bet.
Yeah.
That'd be my guess.
EC3, I definitely
Or
think
maybe a
would be
couple
the
of
good.
lower ones.
Yeah, I could see Eric Young coming back.
Yeah.
He's like an Impact
Yeah.
TNA staple.
I think they've got one,
Mike and
maybe
Maria.
two.
I could see.
I could say up to 4.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
I could easily see. I could see like 4 or 5. I don't think Gallows and Anderson. I think they're going to Japan.
No.
I'm gonna be honest.
I think Rusev's too big for them.
They might sign. What's his name?
I think Rusev would be fun in Impact.
He would be. I don't think they can afford him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Rusev would be a lot of fun in New Japan.
You're gonna get Eric Rowan and be like, "Look at this, our new world champion." Who cares?
No, I could see.
Could you imagine though if they do another Impact show at Hazleton and we get to see fucking Rusev?
That'd be great.
Yeah.
I could see Mike and Maria. I could see Eric Young. I definitely see EC3. If they wouldn't have re-signed him, I could have saw Drake Maverick.
I won't be upset if Maria Canales is in Hazleton either.
And Kurt Hawkins.
If we see
Hawkins,
Rusev in Hazleton, I'm gonna be like, "Where's your wife?" He's like, "On the road with Bobby Lashley."
Or MVP.
Like, oh, I'm sorry.
Do you do a spin-off of like wherever he goes and like do like if say his new name is Tom, like it's Tom Day?
I don't think his new name is going to be Tom.
No, but I'm just
highly doubt
saying
that.
exactly like it's a thing like just pull the whole Rusev Day thing.
Tom Day.
I am really hoping he goes to Japan. I would love to
Yeah.
see like Rusev or whatever Miro, whatever he's going to be called.
I would say New
Ishii,
Japan or AEW. I mean, either
or one of those combo
Both?
deals.
Yeah.
Yeah. Ring of Honor?
I would say no to that.
No.
I don't think they could. They could afford them, but I don't think they would pay for
Ring
them.
of Honor needs one name there. One
I'm
or
sure
two
they'll
more
pick
names.
up one of them guys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe Mike Bennett and Maria. I can see that.
Leo Rush, maybe.
Yeah, Leo Russia.
Yeah. Leo
Yeah, they
Rush.
both been to Ring of Honor before.
Yeah, Leo Rush said he's not really into wrestling anymore. He's kind of
Yeah.
over it.
Yeah,
True.
he says that until they get one of them contracts offered.
Yeah. If anyone's disgruntled about just how wrestling has been treating him, I don't blame Leo Rush at all. The guy's been getting a kind of shitty end of the stick here. But yeah, so and then is there anything else with the Impact?
No, that was pretty much it.
Okay, and then
Wait, whoa. You cannot talk about Impact without talking about the MVP of Impact, Johnny Swinger. His skits are fantastic. Heather, have you seen any of these?
No.
I take videos of them and I send them to Clay Drasher all the time because I keep telling him that they need to bring Johnny Swinger in as a third member of the Cash Masters. He basically he's all in spandex. He has the fanny pack and he always says, he goes, I got the gimmicks. He's like, I got the brass knucks, I got the quarters, I got the powder. I mean, he talks in car and he talks about the Rizats and the Mizarks. He's fantastic. Johnny Swinger is the MVP of that show.
Basically, when they did that throwback show,
Yeah.
a
He
couple
kept the
months
gimmick.
ago, he kept the gimmick.
Yeah, that's awesome.
I know RVD and Katie Forbes have a really cool thing going on right now with like where she's still fully clothed and he's like you, cancel culture created this. I didn't create this. I know you want to look at her, but you can't.
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah, they've been doing. He's like, we didn't do this because Twitch almost banned us. We didn't do this because TV networks won't take us because Katie's too much for them. He's like, we're doing this because of cancel culture, and he's just like, yeah, RVD's been killing it too.
Their parent company owns a TV network. I don't think that's a problem.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna be honest, man. I wish Impact was available.
Yeah,
because I would watch it.
I just dumped cable a couple weeks ago, so I don't have access.
It should be on Hulu. Like
It should.
Well,
the next day. That's fine.
They're trying to drive things for Impact Plus, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But do they do? But you can't watch Impact Live, can you?
I don't know, mate.
I mean, can you watch pay-per-views on that? I don't know.
I think
have
they
no
might,
idea.
I think they might show it live if you sub to their Twitch channel.
Oh.
Yeah, I don't know.
How about on Fight? I know some of the stuff's on Fight TV. I wonder
You can-
if I know the Ring of Honor TV episodes are on Fight TV. I wonder if
For free?
Impact's on there. It's a possibility.
I know you can sub to Impact Plus through Fight,
Yeah.
but I don't know about. And you might be able to do Honor
Here's
Club,
the thing: as a pro wrestling fan, the WWE network kind of has me spoiled.
Yeah, it has everybody.
You
spoiled.
pay
Absolutely.
you pay $10 a month and you don't have to pay for pay-per-views, and then it's kind of like, hey, pay for our subscription and you can watch our weekly thing that all the major hitters are giving you for free, and then you'll still have to pay for the pay-per-view.
Yeah.
It's kind of like, and I'm not trying to be vulgar, I'm just maybe trying to be a little funny, but it's like, I would love to support your fans only page, but I can go to 500 websites and see everything for free.
It's like Lana Paul. I was just talking to my girlfriend about this.
Yeah.
Like, how should she have an OnlyFans page now when she's like the #1 porn star in the world? It's like, you can't backtrack now. I'm not going to pay you now after you have 600 videos out. Like, what am I supposed to do?
In defense of Impact, I'm sure they would love to be on a channel that has more clearance. They would love to be on ESPN or FX. It's not their call. Just they can't get a bigger deal, so this is where they are.
Yeah, it's a shame, man, because I really would like to. I would like to watch them. Their rosters are really good time.
Yeah, I think the only streaming TV services that have access, it's one of the Sling tiers.
I think Sling
and Philo. There's a thing called Philo that they're on.
I gotta find out if it's free on Sling. If it is,
It's not.
It would be amazing.
It's not.
It's not. I'm actually debating dropping Sling or dropping Hulu Live and going Sling, but I have to see what.
How much is Sling?
I don't know.
Yeah,
I pay like $30 for Hulu.
I have YouTube TV, and they have a lot of stuff, but they don't have.
No wrestling.
No, can you watch like Raw and SmackDown?
Oh yeah. They don't have access. They have AEW. I can watch AEW. I can watch all the other wrestling.
Oh wow.
Interesting. You got some news here about some New Japan stuff.
Well, just Japanese stuff in general.
This is a crossover.
One of the only few wrestling companies in Japan that are running the empty arena shows is Pro Wrestling Noah, which is probably the second or third biggest wrestling company. And at the end of one of their shows a couple weeks ago, their ace, Kyoto Kiyomiya, who I think is like 23, 24 years old, he got on the microphone and he challenged Okada to a match once everything gets back to, quote unquote normal. And I really didn't think anything of it. I thought maybe he was just doing to try to get some buzz. Obviously, Okada's the biggest. To me, he's hands down, not even close, the best wrestler in the world. He's the biggest wrestling star in Japan. I thought maybe he was just doing that because Noah in the last 18 months has really gotten some traction going for them. And then just earlier this week on the cover of Pro Wrestling Weekly, they had a picture of Kiyomiya holding a picture of Okada up. And I thought, well, since New Japan is far and away the best wrestling company in the world, and Weekly Pro Wrestling magazine is like their PWI over there, I don't think that the New Japan brass would have okayed that if something wasn't going to happen.
Mm-hmm.
I think this is probably the smartest way to go. Obviously, this is a huge, huge dream match. Okada has worked all the big names in Japan 10 times over, and somehow all of his matches get better with everybody. So this will be a first-time dream match, and I hope it happens. New Japan's always been good with the crossover shows, crossing over with other promotions, even back before Geto and Jada were doing the booking and promoting. They always, did well with bringing over, even the Tokyo Dome shows, back in the day, they would bring in maybe a Misawa or a Kabashi, or, they brought Hogan in and they did the Vader, Stan Hansen, All Japan, New Japan match where Vader loses an eye. So this is going to be huge. I mean, the last time that they did this with a Noah crossover was 4 years ago at the G1, when they brought Marufuji and Nakajima and Go Shiozaki in. And and even on the first night, in the main event of the first night, Marufuji beat Okada, who was the reigning champion. So to me, it's really interesting. When I saw that on the cover of Weekly Pro Wrestling magazine, I was like, I really think that they're going to pull the trigger with this, and I think it's probably the way to go to get fans back in the building. So I'm super pumped, and hopefully it opens up the doors for maybe Nakajima and Go Shiozaki coming back to New Japan on, not a permanent basis, but basically like what they did with the G1.
Wow.
Which I think it will be in the G1. Because when they have it this year, I'm going to say Brody Lee because he has that New Japan deal.
Yeah, Moxley probably.
Yeah, and Moxley, yeah.
Well, it depends on if Moxley can take that many dates.
Yeah, because
if he's still a champion. Yeah.
You think Jericho shows up in the G1?
Jericho's not going to have that many matches in that short time.
No.
Unless they have it where you don't do the tag matches.
That's the thing. There was an injury, and
I know
he'll be on a show or two.
I know one of the things he said he always wanted to do was the G1. Like that's something on his bucket list.
I know. Yeah, he never did. Maybe he might have did. No, I guess not.
He hinted about doing the G1.
He would have been a light heavyweight back when he would have worked there.
Yeah, he goes, where's all the best guys at the G1? Maybe I'll be in the G1. It'll be the G1, the Jericho G1 or something like that.
Yeah, I remember him doing that promo. Yeah.
I don't know if his body could hold up to that kind of beating.
He has slowed down.
Well, and it's a lot of matches in a short window.
What's 18?
Yeah.
Not counting tag matches? Wait, 9. Yeah, 9.
9.
Well, there may not be tag matches.
Yeah.
Because another rumor is, again, trying to get people in the building is obviously the Best of Super Juniors usually wraps up in May. That obviously got canceled. So Hiromu, the junior champion, pitched the idea, and hopefully, from what I understand, they may go with it, is they may combine the Best of Super Juniors and the G1. So instead of like the 4 tag matches in the beginning, and then they do the quick intermission, and then they do the 5 G1 matches, they may do 4 junior matches and then the 5 G1 matches. Wow. So like they said they may put on like 15 or 16 like super shows like back to back and have the junior final.
You have to pay for every
G1
show,
final.
or do you pay like a package?
It's like WWE Network.
It's just
$10.
It's just like WWE Network.
Oh, cool.
999 yen a month.
There was before the New Japan World. There was a package deal to watch the whole G1.
You had to buy the whole G1.
Yeah, and it was like $120 or something. But now it's $9.99 yen, which is like roughly $10. Actually, it's less.
$9
like 9 and change.
Yeah.
I would say we could have a watch party of that, but you don't have to be here at like 3 in the morning.
Yeah, 3 or 4, depending when it starts.
While we're talking about Japan. Oh, sorry, Matt, go ahead.
No, I was going to say, usually me, during Wrestle Kingdom, me, Header, my buddy Kyle, and Brad from Diamond City War Machines, we do get up at like 2:30 in the morning. We do watch Wrestle Kingdom live, and like we text each other and stuff. And it's funny because by the time it gets over, it's like 6:30, 7 o'clock in the morning, and my daughter will just be coming downstairs to make breakfast, and she's like, "Did you fall asleep on the couch?" I was like, "No." It was like, "It's Daddy's second Christmas."
It's Daddy's second.
It's right after
Yeah,
Christmas.
there's a lot of people. I was in a chat with this Carol girl that went I met at what's that? The New Japan show in New York. What was it called? Super Show.
Super Show, yeah.
Yeah. Her and then another guy and stuff too. So I was like, I was wide awake.
Nice.
This just yesterday, June 3rd, it was 26 years to the day of the all-time great Misawa Kawada match.
Yeah, watch that one. It's on YouTube.
Yeah.
Yeah, the first 6-star match.
Really? Link it.
Yep, it's
Link
the
it.
first
I'll
match
watch
that
it.
got 6 stars. Yep.
All right.
Yeah, just type in June 3rd, 1994. It'll pop right up.
It's crazy that you're that good that you can just type in the date and it shows up. So
You can literally just type Misawa Kawada 1994 and it's there.
Yeah. So we're in a everything kind of going on in the world. It is a little sketchy. Everything going on. You got protests, police brutality, protests and riots. We're here at the show. We are firm in our beliefs. We're not here to push them on anybody. We're not here to change your mind. We're not here to tell you what we believe and what we think is the right, what you think is right, because everyone's kind of torn. We do want to say, like, listen, wrestling is an escape for us. It is a way to say, hey, let's step away for a couple minutes, watch some entertainment, maybe clear our mind of what's going on, but not forget what's going on, because it is important to remember people's lives and continue on and hopefully making our country a better place. Mm-hmm. So without drawing a line in the sand and saying where we stand, because we do respect everyone's opinions regardless, even if it's not our own. Mm-hmm. What we would ask for you to do is just care about each other, regardless of any differences you may have, whether it be skin tone, religion, political beliefs. Open up dialogue with each other. Instead of going on social media and getting in a long battle over words with somebody, Facebook has this great thing where it's called Messenger, and you can hit the button and you can literally do a FaceTime with them.
Or just unfollow if you don't want to see it.
Yeah, or just do that.
Yeah.
But even before you do that, I would literally have a conversation. Go into the conversation open-minded, and go into the conversation not angry, because I think a lot of times too people type things on the internet, and I think they could be misconstrued with your emotions and your feelings.
Right.
And I think verbal dialogue with one another is very important now more than ever. So if someone really means that much to you, because I'm seeing friendships go over this, I'm seeing family members go over this. People are very torn on what they believe and how they feel, and a lot of it can be taken over by the media. A lot of it can be taken over by where you get your information from. Mm-hmm. So realize that adding hate to hate and fire to fire and an eye for an eye is not always the best idea. So open up dialogue with one another, conversate with each other, and meet in the middle. Find out why you feel the way you feel, and maybe educate yourself on different cultures and different people. It's the only thing we ask here is just love one another, and let's figure it out, and hopefully this all passes and we can make our nation a better place. And then on top of that, we have some news that kind of hits closer to us. A wrestler from our area, Clutch Adams, was pretty much we're singing his praises. Good for him. He's getting a shot at AEW. He went to Dark, had a great fucking match, did his thing. Looked like he had more opportunities there. Yep. He's representing us as for the most part, because he's PPW champion, and we're very proud to be a PPW affiliated with PPW. And so we're proud. Like, hey man, this guy's our guy, and he's on AEW, and we're happy for that. You know what I mean? And
only one guy's our guy.
What's that?
Only one guy in PPW is our guy.
That is true. We are very pro Andy Header.
He's a guy.
But listen, if anyone from any local promotions, like anywhere in Northeast Pennsylvania that is featured there, makes a break, we're happy for. We're very happy for Ace Austin. We
Mr.
want
Grimm. Yeah.
Listen, in a perfect world, we want everyone to be signed. Mm-hmm. But you know what I mean. But if when that guy does break out, we cheer for him. We applaud for him. We don't show. We're not like, hey, it should be this guy over this guy. No, it's like, good for him, man. Awesome. I don't know the full story. A little bit of pieces that I got is maybe he had a little bit of beef with somebody, made a comment, and then that, we'll say, group of people then dug his social media account and found some stuff, and now we're sitting where we are today. So without kind of really going into what was said, he there was some homophobic and racial slurs used, and then a term was used where he used more recently, and the term was butt buddy. He said,
Which I never liked that. I never thought that was funny. I don't get it.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, I get it, but I don't get why it's
it
funny.
is a
Like
very-
this. I don't get, like, I'm making that weird okay sound. Oh, look at this. I'm like, that's not funny.
That is a.
It's a dick reference. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, no, that hand, like when
Yeah.
it used to be, you would put the little, when you make the circle with your thumb and your
Yeah.
and your pointer finger, and then you have the other three fingers. It used to be you would put it on like under your waist, and if somebody looked at it, you could hit them.
It's like a punch game.
Oh.
Yeah,
That's
but
still-
but now
that's not
when it's
funny.
put up in the air, like if you do it up in the air,
Yeah.
it's a white supremacist hand. sign.
Really?
Yeah.
I did not know that.
Yeah.
Wow. How about that?
Yeah, so people are taking screenshots of people
Jesus.
where their hands are kind of doing that, and
Yeah.
they're like, "It's confirmed he's racist."
Oh, boy.
It's crazy. It's a we live in a crazy
Well, I
world.
didn't mean to segue to that. Jeez.
Yeah, but no, but here's the thing.
Anyway, make sure his original comments were 10 years ago.
Yes.
Or over 10.
Yes. It was
2013.
2013, yeah.
2013.
7 years ago.
And
Which-
the comments
like
that
19
were
years
made,
old, yeah.
I don't have them in front of me, but roughly the comments were made. He used the N word,
Yeah.
but he used it in a.
It sounded like someone young and immature.
It sounded and I'm not. This is me not poking or piling on Clutch Adams at all, but it sounded like a white dude who's trying to
Right.
be a little hood, and he was using the N word.
Malibu's Finest? Is that what that movie's
Yeah,
called?
it was kind of like, "Yo, what up, dude?" Like, you know what I mean? Like trying to be a little, be a little jive and be.
Yeah, we got to be
street
kind of
and-
careful just because I think there's nothing worse than the whole
Yeah.
thing of a premise of 5 white dudes trying to solve
Yeah.
racism.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a bad idea.
And we're not trying to solve the world's problems, but we are trying to bring it to the table and have a conversation. And then other terms were used that were very homophobic, like gay and fag and Tony Homo, and then he used the term butt buddy. Now, do I condone those words? 1,000, 1 million, 1 trillion, infinity% no.
Infinity times infinity. no.
Infinity times infinity, no. I don't condone those words. But
Wouldn't that actually be yes then?
yeah.
Infinity? And
It might be.
What if you times it by 0, then it's no.
Yeah, yeah. So, but
It's like Scott Steiner.
But I'm going to be very upfront. I'm going to be very candid. Have I ever used those words? 100% yes.
Yes.
And the reason why is, and this is not an excuse, but I'm just telling you where I stand. I grew up in a community where when another white dude had to insult his buddy 10, 15, 20 years ago, we called each other gay slurs. Did we mean that they were gay? No, but that was just the way we insulted people. That was the way we did it. Is it correct? Not at all.
Absolutely. No, not at all, yeah.
But we did, and I'm going to be honest. I didn't realize that
We live in a glass house. We do not want to throw a stone.
exactly,
basically.
and I didn't realize the effect those words had against people until my late 20s. And I went to a job because I entered the real world and I wasn't around my white buddies in Schuylkill County, Pennsylvania. And I branched out and I met people and I realized, oh wow, if I use gay slurs, that means I'm making that person less of a person because that's what they represent. Like that's them. And I was like, you know what, man? And I worked with a guy who was gay, and I was like, and I would use that, like, yo, man, stop being gay or don't be a fag. And I was like, and he's like, yo, man, really? And I was like, what do you mean? And we had a instead of him getting angry and hating me and turning me away and pushing me away from society, he had a conversation with me and he said, this is why these words bother me. And I went, you're 100% right.
If you don't know, you don't know.
Exactly. And I use words, and I'm not using them to make them cool. I'm just being upfront and candid. I use words like retard. Like if something I didn't agree with something, I would use the word like, yo, don't be retarded. And then realize, man, that's offensive to people. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I change the way I speak. Sometimes they slip out because
I was gonna say the same thing. Sometimes it still slips out,
because it's something that's kind of it's just hard to rewrite your brain for someone, and I'm very conscious of it, but I try. Sometimes they do come. Now, back on that, being completely upfront and candid, do I think someone should go back and delete and look at someone's tweets from 10 years ago and hold them accountable today for it?
That takes a lot of time.
Yes.
And that's one thing I'm like, come on, man.
It's a little much.
Yeah.
Now, I respect PPW. I love PPW, and I understand they did what they had to do, but I also think that, there's a little bit of you're taking a movement where you're wanting people to change their minds and change the way they think,
Yeah.
but then you're also using it to try to ruin people because they got a break.
Yeah.
Now listen, I don't know Clutch.
Yeah.
Maybe
I don't really know him that well either.
Maybe Clutch is an asshole.
Yeah.
He he's a prick.
Yeah, maybe he
talks
is a
like
piece
that-
of shit.
Maybe he talks like that all the time.
You know, maybe.
knows?
So once again, I don't know. I personally, every single time I went to PPW,
Yeah.
I've never had an interaction with him.
Yeah.
I'm being completely honest. So I don't know him personally. I never sat in a locker with him. I never hung out with him. But I also do know from doing some research, he is in an interracial relationship. He has a biracial child. So, I mean, when you're going to call somebody a racist, like, you got to kind of do your history a little bit too.
This actually happened to a radio host in New York about 15 years ago. There was a guy who they just shock jocks like Howard Stern clones, whatever you call him.
cow.
Yeah, he was on the radio in New York, and his show got canceled because they did a thing where they did a prank call to a Chinese restaurant and they asked for fried lice, and they got fired for it.
Yeah.
And it turns out the guy's wife is Asian.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's kind of a similar circumstance.
And maybe in their household, listen, I'm in a relationship.
Well, in that thing, he's doing that to shock people. He's doing that to.
Yeah.
I mean, how many Howard Stern stuff in the 80s
Well,
was
oh,
racist?
Yeah,
exactly.
How many
My God.
things would get
90s.
canceled today? Howard Stern would never make it. Like,
No.
If he started now in
Yeah.
2020, he could not do half that shit. Not even like 7%.
So this is not us petitioning for him to get his life back, to get his job back, for anything. But we're just saying, open up your dialogue a little bit. Once again, speak to each other, and maybe understand that it's not everything what it seems to be.
It was one of the first things I saw because I don't think I ever put anything that bad out there at that point. Man, am I glad they didn't have Twitter or Facebook when I was 18. I don't think I would have put anything like too bad out.
Yeah, but you never know.
like,
See, that's why
I've never used,
I don't judge
especially the
Clutch
race
because
stuff.
I for sure have gone on my Facebook memories and went down like 10 years, and I definitely have like main statuses like Tony Romo is like I've said things like that myself.
I own
and
a T-shirt that says "Dallas sucks, Romo swallows."
Yeah.
I have a T-shirt. I literally just found it in my closet. I'm like, boy, this didn't age well.
yeah.
I don't think I was ever at the point where I used the race stuff a lot, but
No, I'm not
I
one
have-
who used the N-word to be cool.
I will freely admit I have absolutely called Tony Romo Tony Homo.
Yeah.
I will admit that.
Yeah.
The only
and
time
I was wrong. I was dumb and
Yeah.
stupid.
There's
but
definitely things that I
will
see
admit it.
from my memories where I'm like, yikes. Like, it makes me feel bad that I said that. But it's like, I've said it. I can't. What am I supposed to do?
You can't
know
take it
what I mean?
back, but you shouldn't be judged 30
rest
years
of your
later
life.
and ruin your career over it.
Yeah, right.
Listen, have I used the N-word? Probably. I listen to a lot of rap music, and when I sing along in the car, sometimes it may come out. You know what I mean? Like,
Sure.
but it's not like I'm saying it hateful or venomous. Like, but it's just like, let's be real a little bit here. Do I think people who are racist and sexist and homophobic, who legit live in today's times, and that's the way their mind is, do I think they should be called out right now? 100%. Call those people out tomorrow.
We'll talk about Jackson Riker on SmackDown.
Yeah.
All right.
So call that out immediately, because if someone's
I just
being
did.
insensitive, then call them out. But don't go back and be like, oh, I remember when we were in middle school, the one time you said this, so I think you who you are. No. I'm not the same person I was 5 years ago. I'm not the same person I was 2 years ago. And I'm not the same person I was 10 years ago. And if that person is still the same person for 10 years ago, then I'm sorry, then you have accomplished nothing in 10
you're a piece
years.
of shit.
Yeah. So we all evolve as people. We all change. Once again, there's two sides to every story. I don't know Clutch personally. If he wants to come on and speak his side of it, I'm open to it. I'll open dialogue. But you know, I would, if PPW or another promotion were to say, hey, we're going to give you a shot and come back and wrestle again, I'd support it.
Yeah. And I think what he said after the fact, I think
He apologized.
Yeah, and he
100%.
apologized in a
Yeah.
And you can never tell, like, you know, you can be like,
Yeah.
like we said, we don't know the guy, so
Yeah.
you'd be like, I'll just say whatever they want to hear.
He owned it.
He owned it.
He
Yeah.
said, I said every one of those words.
Yeah.
And I realize
It
now
wasn't
that
I was hacked. It wasn't you know, somebody had my phone. No,
he took it on the chin.
Yeah.
And he said, you know what? If people don't want me to wrestle, I think he's at the point now where he may not like he realizes that he probably isn't going to be welcome anywhere, and he's like, I'm sorry to PPW. I'm sorry for like it's over.
But
for
here's
me.
the thing too, and I know Clutch Adams is not Hulk Hogan. He's not. He's good at what he does. He's not a guy that they're going to sell out the building when they would have had a quarter of a house because Clutch Adams is there, and that's not a shot at him. Like, no, there's not really anybody like that.
Yeah.
No,
unless
not-
you're bringing in a guy who was like on Raw.
Yeah, right.
But and obviously he was doing very well in PPW. He was the champion. It's not like he was like a guy that, you know, if he's not on the card, people like are going to forget that he was there. Like if this didn't happen and Clutch just didn't show up for 3 months, we're like, where the hell's Clutch Adams?
Yeah.
Like so he was a big deal. He was a champ.
Yeah.
But what I'm getting at is, if we let Hulk Hogan back in the wrestling,
After the shit he said?
yeah. What Clutch Adams said is not a 15th of what Hulk Hogan said.
Yeah. His just looked like an immature kid at the age of 19 saying dumb shit.
Yeah.
But again, five white guys talking about race. It's not our place to say who gets offended by what.
Yeah. listen, if you're truly offended by it, and that's how you feel, then I'm not telling you that what you feel is wrong.
Right.
Then you know what I mean. That's not our point here. We're just saying our point of how we feel, and like I said, feelings go multiple different ways. And if it is something you are offended by, and you're glad he's gone, then you're entitled to that as well. But that's really all I got to say. The only thing I want to say in closing is if you're that upset by Clutch and what was said and people in general, go through your closet and check some of your jerseys.
Make sure you haven't said anything.
Make sure you haven't said anything, because if you have never done anything to say anything that ever came out of your mouth that was ever remotely maybe offensive to anybody at any point in your life, then good on you.
Yeah.
Tony,
awesome for you.
What hat am I wearing?
The Eagles.
Yeah.
They have a
So we
quarterback.
already know Brian's piece of shit.
Yeah, yeah, Brian sucks.
Yeah, Brian
But we
sucks.
still love him.
I'm canceled.
And my team has depending on who you ask, has a racist name too. So
No, what I'm
Depending
getting,
if you ask everyone.
what I'm getting at, there's a couple years ago, there was a wide receiver in there, Riley Cooper.
Oh yeah,
And there's a famous video.
Sounds like a porn name for a girl.
it does. It does.
I'm pretty sure there probably is.
I'm gonna look it up.
There's a
There has to
You're
be.
thinking Riley Reid, but go ahead.
There's an infamous video from about 5-6 years ago of Riley Cooper on video. He was at a Kenny Chesney concert saying, "I will fight every fill in the blank, you know the word, in here."
Which, what a dumb thing to say when you're at a country music show. How many black people are going to be there?
I'll fight all three of you.
I'll fight all three of you.
They didn't cut him.
Yeah,
They kept him.
yeah,
That is a disgrace.
yeah, yeah. Because that's
Yeah.
current times.
Yeah.
That's how he feels right then and there.
I found a Rosie Cooper, but not
Yeah.
a Riley
But
Cooper.
the thing too is, look at your jersey collection, look at your wrestling shirt collection, and if you are very passionate about a wrestler, I'm almost going to guarantee there may be one or two things that they put in their social timelines and those things they said in interviews.
Oh, my.
that you may not like.
Vince McMahon used the N-word on a pay-per-view
Yes.
to John Cena.
Yep. So let's
do not search Riley Cooper and then porn and then click on images.
Oh.
Bad.
you get some dude,
a lot
porn
of
star.
a lot of penises.
Yeah.
But hey, we were right. There was a Riley.
Yeah, unless you want to see that. then-
Yeah, I mean that's what you're looking for.
Yeah.
Go Google,
if
Google
you
it
were
up.
looking for male porn stars,
Yeah.
have we found the one for
Yeah.
you?
Yeah, we might have turned you on to something here. But yeah, we're gonna end on that. Like I said, the door is open, Clutch. If you want to sit down and say your side of the story, you're open to it. It is like let's I don't know. I don't really. I'm not gonna say like let's petition for his job back. Let's not petition for his life back because, like I said,
it'll probably take time.
yeah, it'll take time.
probably take
Time will mend all wounds. He owned up to, like I said, I don't know him personally, but I took him for his apology, and I looked at the situation, and I put myself in that situation, and I'm just speaking on how I can relate to the problem. Now,
Yeah, like I said earlier, I'm in a glass house in this situation. I cannot throw a stone.
yeah, I used the word Tony Homo numerous times.
I still use it when I talk about you.
Yeah.
No, I'm just joking.
Now we're all canceled. Thanks a lot. Well, hey guys, it's been real. That's been Tornado Tech.
We're done.
Let's play No Rain Checks.
Here's no rain checks.
Wait, No Rain Checks just said we can't use their music anymore.
Yeah, no rain checks. Just turned it off. They said we're gone. No. All right, let's get into Raw or SmackDown.
Okay, so this is also controversial here a little bit. SmackDown opens, and from what I've heard, what they filmed this on like Tuesday or Wednesday, they did not realize that this was going to be airing at the same time as these mass demonstrations and
Well, how
riots
could you
and
know?
things like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, they didn't know.
Yeah.
But they did open with a crime scene essentially, where police and EMTs are working on Elias. They're putting him on a stretcher. He's been in a car accident, and they say it was a man in a black shirt and black pants. And the man smelled of alcohol.
Oh.
So they follow police, and they find Jeff Hardy in a black shirt and a black pants, and they say he smells of
It
alcohol.
was Johnny Cash.
The man in black. Jamie Noble and Jason Jordan were actually the agents
Wow.
that they used there.
A new J&J security.
One's a legit amateur wrestler will beat your ass.
And then they said he smelled like alcohol. They asked him if he was drinking. They cuffed him. They took him down to central booking.
Never read him his Miranda rights. That's how you knew it was fake.
Oh.
I was like, get out of that car. You didn't read me shit.
Yeah.
I was like, take these off me. You freaking bricks.
That's how you knew it was fake.
That's how I knew it was
That
fake.
was the
right
smoking
there.
gun?
That was the part that made me go, this doesn't seem real to me.
So then we go to the new, seemingly de facto commissioner of WWE, Scrap Iron Adam Pearce, NWA champion.
Former, yeah.
I wish they would just say
The Repo
something
Man.
about it, though. Like, it's just awkward. They just expect you to, like, know who the hell he is.
Yeah,
You know
who's
what I mean?
that guy?
It's like, if you were a casual fan watching, how confused are you when you're like, who the fuck's this dude making the matches?
Yeah.
All I know is me and Matt Turner are waiting for the same thing, and it's him wear a Repo Man mask.
That would be great when he used to go on the ring and pull out the mask. And
Don't
so
tug at my heartstrings like that.
The joke there, Tony, is when he wrestled for Ring of Honor, everybody chant Repo Man at him.
Yeah.
So he would hide a mask under the ring, the Repo Man mask, and he'd like slam the guy or something. He'd go out and get him, put it on. And
Then the one time my main man Shane Hagedorn, who was like his manservant, he handed him the Repo Man mask, and he was like contemplating putting it on, and the place was going nuts. Like, here's the promotion that's known for pure wrestling, and like the guy didn't even lock up, and people are going nuts because he may or may not put on this Repo Man mask.
That's why they missed the mark with Sami Zayn being El Generico in WWE. Like, that could have been so big.
Yeah.
All the times that he left and came back, he should have came back with the goddamn mask. It could have been so cool.
Yeah.
He pitched it.
Yeah.
It was pitched because I remember he changed his Twitter to it.
That was when they were quote unquote fired.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would have been great. But, hey, oh well.
So the basically what happens here is that Elias and Jeff Hardy were both supposed to be in semifinal matches. So they say, well, no, we have to replace them. But AJ Styles protests that and says, or disputes that, we'll say.
Yeah.
And says, no, I was supposed to wrestle Elias. If he can't wrestle, I get a bye. So AJ got a bye.
Which makes sense, because remember when Baron Corbin should have got a bye, but instead they put him in a triple threat with Ricochet and Samoa Joe. And it's like, what?
Right.
How did they both lose their match and Baron Corbin has to face them both? Like, that makes no sense.
And it's a great move for a heel. It's like, no, because he's right, but he's kind of like Daniel Bryan's the honorable fighting contender, and AJ Styles like, no, I'll take my bye. So they have a battle royal for the spot against Daniel Bryan to take Jeff Hardy's place. And Sheamus, lo and behold, Sheamus wins.
What if Elias came out and he won it?
I would have loved it. How unlucky is
He
Elias?
wins it.
He gets thrown off a roof, and then he gets hit by a car. It's like, this dude can't die, first off. He's immortal.
Was Elias thrown off the roof?
He was
Yeah,
thrown
by
off of
Baron-
that. No, he was thrown
he
off
was,
of
like,
that
thrown off that ledge thing
that
on
cat,
SmackDown.
the big nest thing they have at the Performance Center.
Here's the thing. Let's just go back to the whole
They
Jeff
got
Hardy.
a resident miracle worker at WWE, besides
Yeah.
people back from the dead.
Let's go back to the Jeff Hardy thing. If you're Jeff Hardy, obviously, if they're like, hey, this is what we're going to pitch you, you're probably going to be like, all right.
Yeah.
When his contract's up, he's fucking gone.
He's out of there.
He's gone.
Yeah.
CM Punk brought up a great point on WWE Backstage, where he was like, man, people's sobrieties are so razor thin. Like, you don't want to tempt them too much into things. Like, art imitates life. You don't want to be like, oh, he's a drunk on TV, and then all of a sudden he has a relapse, and you're like, ah, shit.
And not only
he
that,
just got a DUI, last year?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's still very fresh. It's something he's probably still struggling with.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, legit struggling with.
and they did the same thing with Punk when Punk was feuding with him way back when, and the sobriety was part of their feud. I mean, it made sense because Punk's straight edge and Jeff's had these issues.
And it's not only that, it's just such bad writing, because like, it's going to be the whole thing of like, oh, it wasn't really Jeff, and it was Sheamus setting him up. And it's like, come on, dude, who gives a shit? Like,
The
why
company-
didn't Sheamus just interfere in the Jeff
the
Hardy Daniel
company
Bryan match?
that has Jeff Hardy is treating him like dog shit, and the company that his brother is treating the Hardy Boys as a legendary tag team like they should be.
And here was my problem with it. I kind of don't like when these things invade wrestling, because wrestling's supposed to be an escape from things.
Exactly.
What if you're watching SmackDown and your brother, sister, mother, father, son, daughter was killed by a drunk driver? How are you going to feel watching that angle?
Yeah, that's a great point. I didn't even think of that.
Yeah.
Man, he's not the happy drunk like Hangman is. And plus, Hangman isn't a drunk in real life, at least as far
And
as
he
we
doesn't
know.
drink and drive, as far as we know.
Yeah.
He's never been in a
Yeah.
car. He
Maybe-
might got on a horse.
yeah,
Jeff
maybe-
has a long
maybe
history.
drunken
of that.
horse
He
riding.
technically parked the horse
Yeah.
and then drank.
It's
true.
It's responsible.
Maybe the horse was drunk. We don't know.
Maybe the horse was probably drunk.
Well, the horse's name is Lonesome, so
Yeah.
maybe there's some.
He drank
some
his sorrows.
Yeah.
But go ahead. Yeah, so that's the only thing is like, man, I'm not a huge fan, and this is me not piling on, but I'm just not a fan of using Jeff Hardy's real life sobriety.
I think that's bad
A lot of
taste.
people compared it to like the Hawk angle,
Yeah.
where
Yeah,
he
and,
was
and, how
fighting
did, and
his
how did
demons
that age?
Yeah.
very poorly.
Then he died. I mean, not from
'Cause of
that,
it.
but I mean,
I mean, his sobriety didn't help his
Yeah.
fucking his situation.
Yeah, his body was so beat up from everything he put in it
Yeah.
that it was almost like the Eddie Guerrero thing that was just like
Yeah.
the damage was already done.
Yeah, I'd be fired because I'd go into the board meeting and be like, "Hey Vince, I have an idea. I want to use you for TV, and we're going to talk about how you take steroids and give them to your locker room. It's not real,
yeah, it's not real.
but we're
you
just
know.
going to put it in the storyline.
Yep.
Well, that's embarrassing. Yeah, that's what you're doing to your talent. You're a piece of shit.
Yeah.
Like the thing. Here's the thing, man. I'm at the point, and I'm a long-term WWE fan. I'm at the point. The only reason I watch the product is to support the talent because I think the company is a piece of shit. I'm at that point. I have no love for that.
Let's fire a guy and then bring him back and then we'll act like we're great because we gave him a contract. Whoa!
Oh boy,
Even though we fired him,
you good? You just like
like a fire.
you just set the ears ablaze over here with your chip bag. Yeah, so I don't know. Even that, we'll get into that. Like firing real people and then using it in a storyline to look like you're a great company.
Yeah.
Go fuck yourself.
Yeah, I'm not down with that.
And how do you feel either way? If it was a whole work the whole time or it wasn't, like how do you feel if you're Zack Ryder? Like, you fired me, but you're gonna fire.
And no
him
offense to
and-
Drake Maverick. Realistically, what are they gonna do with that guy? He's
Nothing.
not a
Nothing.
world. He's not a
just
world
going to be
beater.
a jobber.
Yeah.
Here's a
Exactly.
new contract to be a jobber.
Yeah.
Wow, thanks.
Yeah,
Where he could probably go to a promotion and be a manager or do something
at
to a
least be
point
appreciated.
where he'll be appreciated and probably used. But WWE's not going to use him. And even at the point, if they do use him now, is it believable? No.
Now he's been a loser his whole career.
Pissed his pants.
He pisses
Remember
his pants.
that?
Yeah, he pisses his pants on TV.
I hate the whole. Well,
He
proved
wouldn't
himself.
have, he
Well,
wouldn't have
could've proved
sex with his
himself
hot
if
wife.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Like,
He could have proven himself if you would let him.
Here's the thing: put him and his wife together on TV.
There you go.
And
He is one of those guys like Truth that is amazing on the comedic side, and they love doing these comedic bits. Instead of having people who are they're okay at it, like the Street Profits and Viking Raiders, have people that are really, really genuinely good at the comedic stuff do that.
Yeah.
And him and R-Truth are among the best they have. And
Yeah.
and another guy they got rid of, EC3, is great at that too, and they never had him do it.
yeah, he was comedic, but people didn't even realize he was trying to be funny. He was being funny by taking shots at the company by acting like he was drunk every week.
Right.
You know what I mean? He's just like, I hate my life. This is what they have me
Yeah.
doing. I'm going to hold a cup to,
Can't
and
blame
you
him.
know what I mean by this.
That poor guy didn't get a chance.
Yeah. All right. So yeah, next segment.
Up next, we had Sonya Deville and Lacey Evans fighting to a double countout.
Awesome. Next segment.
yeah.
Hold
I think
on.
it's-
Hold on. It's just something very small I want to bring up.
Go ahead.
So the match starts and they do like the amateur chain wrestling thing, and then they actually start the actual match. I guarantee you nobody noticed this, but I noticed this, and I was like, wow, this is literally like my biggest takeaway from the whole show. The way Lacey Evans did her lockup and the way she snatched Sonya Deville's headlock was fantastic. It was something so small that brought me I was hooked for the match. And that's like whenever I'm teaching a class or I'm doing something, I always say, if you have a weak lockup, it may take somebody right out of the match, and you may do like a 6:30 5 minutes later, but no one will notice. A strong lockup in the beginning will literally set the tone for the entire match, and it reminded me of like a Jack Briscoe lockup and the way that she took her headlock.
Yeah,
I
Lacey's
think Lacey
definitely
Evans
getting
is
very.
just-
She's getting very fantastic.
Yes.
Like I'm a Lacey Evans fan, but you have two people who could actually go in the ring, and then you have them work, and then just have it go to a double count out. It just I don't know. Yeah.
It's that 50-50 booking because I don't want to give Sonya a loss because she just has this big hill turn, and they don't want to give Lacey a loss because like they're kind of having her in the wings to eventually face
Somebody
Bayley
gotta
again.
lose.
It's like, well, damn, man,
Yeah.
don't even book the match then.
Yeah.
Right.
You know.
Or just put them with other
Yeah,
people.
Vince is really big on her.
Yeah.
She's basically a female Captain America.
Yeah. And she should be because that's who she is in real life.
Yeah.
She does a lot of amazing things for the communities and for people.
And apparently the rumor with Sonya is she's looking to bridge out into acting.
Really?
Yeah, she's trying to get into.
She's another one. If you turn her baby face and you ride the whole like what she wants to do and bring light and be the first like very pro LGBTQ female roster spot. It's like I almost said this is part 2. No, but they can do that, and they're and that's what she wants, and they're not doing it. Like when she pitched the whole thing with her and Mandy, and they're like, "No, we're good with it."
Which is weird because they actually did shoot backstage stuff for like 3 weeks where like Mandy was flirting with Sonya and
Yeah.
stuff, and then they just were like, nah, we're not
And they're
doing
like, "We're
Yeah.
gonna do it with Lana and Liv,"
Yeah, and then
Yeah.
drop it.
and then drop it the next week.
And then Mandy's going to be with Otis.
Yeah.
it. Oh god, it still makes me sick every time I see. Lana,
love it.
Every time I see them make out, dude, I literally like contemplate scratching my.
I think it's getting a little old now.
Yeah.
love it.
Ugh.
Where do you go?
Get them, Otis.
Where do you go?
They get
Inevitably, there's a turn there. But
They literally get married in real life, is what.
But I just love.
God.
I love all the marks.
They
though.
fall in love. Andy is what happens.
I think Vince selling WWE right today would be more likely to happen than that.
Yeah. I love all the marks though who are like will comment on stuff like that and be like, good for Otis.
Yeah,
It's
it's
like you think Otis could have sex with Mandy Rose in real
I
life?
do.
Yeah.
I do.
I don't think.
I think girls like personalities in comedy, and he's a funny.
I don't think Mandy's one of those girls.
Yeah, I'm just gonna.
Yeah,
go
I'm
on a
gonna
limb and
assume
say
she's
no.
not.
I
I'm gonna
disagree.
say Sonya has a better chance.
I disagree. Do your thing, Otis. But go ahead. The next segment.
the next thing was a vignette for the Forgotten Sons.
Would you like to sleep with Hacksaw Jim Duggan or Jimmy Steamboat, lady? Anyway,
We had a
Hacksaw slinging wood, bro.
Yeah,
Literally.
Hit you with that 2x4.
But Eddie's looking at her with cross eyes, his tongue out.
It's like, or murder. She was still like, with coconut. It's like, oh shit.
Wow. All right. There we go.
We had a moment of bliss with the New Day, which was a way to kind of bridge into the women's tag titles.
Oh, did we just skip over the Forgotten Son thing?
Yeah, let's
Well,
Yeah.
screw it. Screw him.
Yeah.
we don't want to alienate anybody else.
Yeah.
So,
Plus, we're running long, so.
that bridged into Sasha Banks against Alexa Bliss, which Sasha won.
Do you guys have seen how good Sasha Banks looked in that thing? Holy shit.
Yeah, she's
I didn't
gorgeous.
see it.
I just
And
she
very
just-
cool that she had a Hanakamura armband too.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
I did
Yeah,
see
that
a
was
picture of
cool.
that.
yeah.
The New Day were wearing Shad Gadsden
Yeah.
armbands, which was
Nice.
cool.
So from there we did Shorty G beating Cesaro. Short match, but it's Shorty G against Cesaro, so you know what it was.
It could be a great match if they wanted it to.
Didn't
be.
we see that like 100 times already?
No.
Who was
Well, last week it got like
Well,
he threw
a couple months
Cesaro
ago when
out.
they were doing the whole Shorty G thing. Who was the one kicking shit? The shit. Oh no, that was Baron
That's
Corbin.
Corbin.
Yeah.
But they're actually good matches though. The Corbin and Chad Gable matches were good.
Yeah, but you've seen them every single week
Yeah.
for 3 months. It was just like, all right, I'm over this.
It was a little much. I feel bad for Cesaro, man. He just like everybody gets one over on him all the time. Like he never comes out on top in any
Yeah.
situation.
And he's probably the best in the roster.
Crazy, just nuts.
Yeah.
That's a guy that maybe if you're moving Matt Riddle up and maybe Dijakovic up, maybe the Undisputed Era is going up if Adam Cole drops the title. If
I don't-
Maybe Cesaro goes down.
If
Yeah.
you put
I don't
Cesaro in
think
NXT,
I don't think Undisputed's coming. That just
it's
we'll
possible.
get to
Yeah.
that though.
If you put Cesaro in NXT and treat him like a legit force of nature, you're going to make the young guys so much better from working with somebody that's world class.
I would love
like
to see
that.
him go back down to NXT.
Imagine Dream versus Cesaro for the NXT title. That'd be
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah.
Imagine when we do house shows again, Dream wrestling Cesaro 3 nights a week, and how much better he's going to be.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, so let's fly through SmackDown. But here.
Next, we have the skit with Mandy and Otis at the pool, where Otis does a cannonball. You have a dream sequence.
It was funny. I'll give it that. Like her squirting the bottle, that was funny. Like
They did the,
all the sexual innuendo was funny.
They did the Fast Times at Ridgemont High parody.
That's entertaining. I'll watch that all day long.
Yeah, it's goofy, but
Yeah.
it's entertaining.
Yeah, it was
and then we kind of foreshadowed a little bit. We had Kurt Angle announcing that Matt Riddle was coming to SmackDown. The rumor is, well, not the rumor. Kurt Angle said it.
Even though he
confirmed
lost, shouldn't he brought Timothy Thatcher to SmackDown?
it.
He's seen the
He
match.
was watching the match. He's like, I want the loser.
Yeah.
Riddle has a larger body of work.
Yeah.
But the thing that Angle said was that WWE offered him a job managing Matt Riddle, and he turned it down.
Which that would have been cool. Could you imagine?
Maybe-
Riddle comes every week and Kurt Angle's
That
the
would've
manager?
been good,
It'd be
yeah.
sweet.
I mean,
Maybe he didn't want to be on the road.
WWE
I don't think Matt Riddle needs it though.
WWE should definitely cash in because it's working great for AEW.
Yeah.
Put a nostalgia. You love nostalgia.
Every legend they sign, they make a manager, which I actually think is brilliant. Like I
Yeah,
think it
but
works
they don't
out.
like that. Vince likes to bring the legends out once in a while.
Bring them out and have them cut a promo, and then we'll never use them again.
Yeah.
You bring a Kurt Angle down. You bring a Rock down. Imagine you want Roman Reigns over. Have the fucking Rock manager for.
Well, they
for
tried.
3
They
weeks.
tried to have The Rock raise his hand at the Royal Rumble one. He won, and everybody booed, and The Rock looked around like, what did I go with this?
But
Don't boo me.
the fans knew that was a stupid gimmicky spot. But if
Yeah.
if
No,
like
the fans hated Roman at that point.
Yeah, but
the
if-
fans wanted Daniel Bryan to win that match.
but
That
if
was what
the
happened.
fans see the Rock,
The
every,
Rock could have
every
won that
week-
Rumble, and they would have booed.
Yeah, that's very true. But yeah,
Actually, not 100% true, because if you remember, right before Roman won, they were cheering for Rusev.
Yeah.
Because they just didn't want Roman to win because they knew he was going to.
But I think if Rock would have won, they would have been like, all right, it wasn't Roman. Then they would have been like, fuck, Rock won. He's going to main event. Like, boo, no more Rock, fuck.
all right, go ahead.
So then we had, by the way, just real quick, I know we're running long. That reminds me when John Cena came back and won the Royal Rumble at the Garden, and he just comes out 30, and everybody goes nuts because he was a big surprise. You're like, oh yeah, boo.
We don't like you.
Yeah, that
We
was
still like
that
you.
was a great pop. That was awesome.
And then 5 seconds later, they're booing him.
Yeah.
So then we
The
had
life of John Cena.
Then we had the semifinal in the Intercontinental title match where Daniel Bryan defeats Sheamus, and Jeff Hardy comes back to interfere, and that's why. So Jeff Hardy obviously got out of jail because he wasn't read his rights, and he came back to stop Sheamus and thwart him. And it will be, as Tyler predicted so long ago, Daniel Bryan and AJ Styles tomorrow, or when this comes out, probably today, for the Intercontinental title.
Oh, that should be a good match.
Yay.
The match was reportedly unbelievable, which is not a shocker.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then real quick news. I guess what people are another big hot topic that's going on when it comes to WWE is the people that are forced to stand in the crowd are not given chairs, so they're literally standing there for like 18 hours.
like,
a
yeah,
day.
they're 12 hours a day.
They're
Yeah.
taping multiple shows, so they're standing all the time.
And some guy posted on our page, like, well, the young boys do it. No, they don't. They get to kneel.
Yeah.
And they get to sit down.
Yeah.
Yeah. And they go to the back.
And
they-
they're told, the WWE people are told not to eat with the main roster. They're not allowed to have meals with the main roster, which is weird. Like, they have to act like they're just like and eat like in a separate little thing. It's like,
Which
what
is
the
stupid.
fuck?
Like
Well,
that
that's
would be
such a stupid Vince
if you're
thing.
gonna have young talent there, you would want your young talent and your veteran talent to pick each other's brain.
You would think.
Mingle.
So your product gets better.
Back in the day, you learned more, they say, riding in the car than you did
But they don't want that.
learning.
They want everyone to wrestle the same way and cut a promo the same robotic way. And
Here,
they
read these lines
they
this
want
writer wrote.
no one to
Yeah.
get over because he's still mad when Rock and Steve Austin left.
Is what else we have for SmackDown? Is that it?
That was the end of SmackDown.
All right, you want to jump into Raw? I'm gonna go.
Yeah.
I'm gonna
Raw.
You want to talk to somebody real quick?
Raw.
Go have a talk with that little guy, you know.
Shake hands.
Raw started with a Seth Rollins promo, and they were just confused about why is Ray retiring. We haven't heard that Ray is going to retire. That leads to Aleister Black coming out and having a little back and forth here, and we wind up with a very long, very good match. Aleister Black defeating Seth Rollins.
3 commercial breaks I counted during the match. It was nuts.
3 segments the match.
Yeah,
Yeah.
according to the recap I have here, they have the time. I guess this is somebody like watches with a stopwatch. 21 minutes and 2 seconds.
Green Lantern fan.
Yep. Good match though. It was
Yeah.
fun.
Yeah, I didn't
The
see it.
finish was fast paced.
Really?
Yep.
Excellent.
I'm glad Black won too. Like it did more for him winning.
Yeah,
than
I
it
think
would have
he,
done
yeah,
Rollins winning.
yeah, he can gain more from it.
And this is something a lot of people have really touched on. They did the backstage interview with Charlie Caruso interviewing Zelina Vega and Angel Garza, and these are highlight segments for me because Charlie Caruso's acting is so
her,
good.
dude. Her biting her lip during that shit, she looked so hot. I was like,
Just the way she looks at Angel Garza,
it's great.
Like,
you
it's the
believe she
biggest
is
piece of shit.
No. You believe
Oh,
she is
she
in love
wants
with
him.
him.
Yeah, she's
Oh,
in love
man.
with
Yeah.
him. Yeah.
You believe it. And Garza's flirting with her too, and he's talking about his win over Kevin Owens. And all this thing and Zelina Vega's just stewing because they're doing the thing where like Zelina Vega's jealous of Charlie and of Charlie and Garza, and so like even at the very end, Garza gives Charlie a rose and walks away. Zelina just takes the rose, rips off the petals, throws them at Charlie, and gives her the stem back.
We're always talking about like
pretty funny.
weekly MVPs, and I think Zelina has been like the MVP of overall this whole Corona
Really?
thing.
Wow.
Like she's been so.
Zelina's an
great,
excellent
dude. Like
manager.
she's been so good. Her stock went so high since this all started. She's
And-
on every Raw. She's on multiple segments. Like she was really doing a good job.
And thank you, Samoa Joe. They did a plug for NXT Takeover in Your House, and he just asked, "Are we giving away a house again?"
Yeah, we're giving away a house.
He's fantastic on commentary.
Oh, he's amazing. Shawn Michaels talked about the Randy Orton Edge match, and he picked Edge. He thinks Edge will win the greatest match of
Then
all
he said,
time.
it's now what could be the
What could
greatest
be.
match of all time. It's because someone said, "Wow, that's ridiculous."
Yeah.
We had another back and forth with Lana and MVP, where MVP's like, "Unlike you, I have work to do," and he's just basically there's more like just they're fighting over Lashley. And then we had Apollo Crews cut an interview in the ring, and he went over all the people he wanted to defend his title against, and he winds up saying that he's going to defend against Kevin Owens tonight. And so we had a kind of a double DQ no contest because Garza and Andrade come out during the match, which of course leads to, as a lot of these things do on Raw, a tag match where Apollo and Kevin Owens
Tag team
defeat
match, player.
Andrade and Garza.
You're going one-on-one with the Undertaker, player.
That made no sense.
So
Undertaker's
two guys
like,
who just
"No."
wrestled for 15 minutes, we think it's fair because they interviewed your match that you're both guys who are exhausted who just fought each other are now going to team up against 2 fresh guys who just jumped you.
Yeah,
And win.
Well, they did win, yeah, so it worked.
It's just not. I don't know.
it doesn't make any sense.
It doesn't.
It doesn't make sense that Kevin Owens is like shoehorned
So
into
one
this
referee
rivalry.
runs
Yeah.
down there off camera when they go to commercial, gets 2 guys to stop beating up one guy, and then says, "Does everyone have a breath? Cool. You guys are gonna fight each other now." And the other guy's like, maybe we're still hurt because they jumped us and we just got done fighting for 15 minutes.
That's when the managers come out like he signed a 1-match deal tonight.
Yeah.
It's that damn Adam Pearce. He's
Yeah.
drunk with power.
It's just
that makes no sense at all.
Let's cut to the guy who's bald backstage.
Yeah.
This bald guy wearing a purple suit. He's like, "Get out there and wrestle."
And
Everyone's like, "Who the fuck is this?"
His nameplate is just blank.
Yeah.
It comes up and nothing.
He's the anonymous GM.
oh, just silly. Stop doing that wrestling.
I mean, I'm glad Adam Pearce is getting work. Well,
Yeah.
obviously he's working anyway, but I'm glad.
Yeah.
Well, he's been. I think maybe the justification is he has been one of the more visible agents when they're breaking up. It's always Adam Pearce.
Yeah.
It's other people, like sometimes it's Sanjay Dutt, sometimes it was Pat Buck, and now they have like 2 agents left anyway. But yeah, so I guess they just like, we'll just use Adam Pearce as an authority figure.
Yeah.
Why not?
And then next we had we had an Asuka interview, sorry, where she said she would take out the bully at Backlash, and then they asked about Charlotte Flair. Asuka says she never bows to anyone, so it's the Queen and the Empress in the main event tonight. And then we had the not the main event, a later match. Then we had the Street Profits and the Viking Raiders bowling.
Awesome.
It was fun. It's fine.
I'm over it.
Yeah,
What's
I'm a
next
little
week's?
over it.
What's next week's thing?
Well, they have
Decathlon.
They have to do a Viking thing next week.
It's a decathlon, I thought I
Did
saw.
they shoot bow and arrow yet?
Yeah. Well, no.
They threw axes,
threw
right?
axes,
yeah, so
Threw
maybe bow and
axes.
arrow, or maybe like a keg.
No,
thing.
they said it's a decathlon.
Oh, God!
Decapitation along.
I'd just like to see maybe
That will be entertaining.
maybe have a match. That's a good idea.
Never.
Yeah.
No.
You would think if it's pro wrestling, they would
Yeah.
just wrestle 2 out of 3
Yeah.
matches.
Let's see who's the best wrestlers.
I'm okay when it's like like it's managers like it was Bobby Heenan and Gorilla Monsoon doing stuff like this because well they're not wrestlers. So
Listen, there's people out there who absolutely love this. They love it.
I don't know who.
No, there
Little
is.
kids.
It's out there.
Good for them.
Yeah, good for them, yeah.
You know what I mean?
For
So
them, yeah.
it is for everybody. Once again, our views don't dictate what you should feel about wrestling. So,
but when some things are bad, they're
WWE besides NXT is written for 11-year-olds,
Yeah.
even though they have a drunk driving angle.
Yeah.
It's weird.
yeah,
Mommy, why did that man hit the other man with his car?
oh, he's a real drunk.
Yeah,
Because
he's
he's an
drunk-
alcoholic.
he's
He's an
drunk in real
alcoholic like
life.
your daddy.
Yeah.
You know, your daddy's in jail. It's like, oh.
Why doesn't Daddy get out and hang out with me and come interfere in a match later?
Why can't he just drive his car from the
They
police
read him his
station?
rights, honey.
It was that no good Sheamus.
It's the Irish holding us back.
Kid's like, I'm going to grow up someday and beat Sheamus' ass.
Tornado Tag Podcast. Irish need not apply.
yeah. I could say that I'm Irish. Go ahead.
Me too.
yeah,
I'm a mutt.
Yeah, I said Irish.
we all are.
Yeah.
we all are. Yeah,
You know my last name. It's not Irish.
we're all. It's like we're all just petri dishes at this point.
And then we had Billy Kay defeating Nikki Cross.
Not a terrible match.
It was fine.
Billy
was
Kay.
okay.
I expected. I mean, I got.
Is Billy Kay getting maybe a little better?
Little-
Maybe?
it-
It was good.
My
No.
bar wasn't set high, and Billy Kay exceeded it.
Well, yeah.
We'll just say that.
Okay, well,
Yeah.
yeah.
But she's
She
entertaining.
didn't trip over on 2 feet, so like,
Oh, that's good.
But
She
she's-
is entertaining.
She's super entertaining.
we're getting there.
Yeah.
One thing, I think it was because she kind of lost control a little bit, but it almost looked like she did the Muda elbow.
No, wow.
But I
yeah,
think it's just coming down too quick.
Yeah. Her interaction with the ref and just in
Her
general.
personality-wise, the Iconics
she's
are
a-
one of the best.
Yeah.
She's a superstar.
when she made her character, there was 10 points total.
Yeah. She
And,
put all of them.
and you can either put them in wrestling or charisma, and she put all 10 in charisma, and she has 0 in
She has
wrestling.
that. Her special system is way out of balance.
Yeah.
She did not make a balanced character.
It's like on Fallout, like speech.
Yeah, all the way up.
Dude, I would do that in UFC where I'd make my guy like so high in boxing and like stand up, and then they take
My-
me to the ground. I get tapped out in 2 seconds. I'm like, God damn it!
I'm like a early 2000s UFC fighter. I have a sweet overhand right, but everything if that doesn't fall through, I'm fucked.
Yeah, you have no takedown defense, no submission. If somebody ducks under and takes me down, I'm done.
Yeah, I'm tapping as my back is hitting the mat.
Why didn't I train for this?
Stand up and fight me, pussy.
Why wasn't
You're a
Peyton,
pussy, bro.
why wasn't Peyton in the match? She's a healer.
Yeah.
She's a cleric.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the greatest analogy. Is she used all of her
Points,
her
yeah.
points in charisma. Balance your characters out, ladies and gentlemen. All right, go ahead.
So then they had a backstage interview with Drew McIntyre, so he doesn't back down from challenges.
That new shirt he's wearing is awesome.
Oh, the
Oh, it looks like
Flightless Claymore.
one of those freaking women books that like those like novellas they would read. It looks terrible.
That's literally what Heidi thinks of when she sees Drew McIntyre. She's like,
Oh, I'm
when,
sure.
when
Why
I-
is his hair flowing
when
on the
I
shirt-
when
on the
I
shirt?
no, it's like it says like Claymore time or something like
I'm
that.
gonna look it up.
It's like talk less Claymore or something like
yeah,
that. Yeah.
but when Heidi sees him, she just thinks like when she reads those sex books and they talk about the guy with the
It's
long
Drew
hair and beard,
McIntyre.
she visions Drew McIntyre.
Makes
Yeah.
sense.
Yeah.
Then we had the remote interview with Rey Mysterio, and he kind of was he was kind of non-committal on whether or not he's retired. He's like, I don't know, I'm not cleared. I can't see out of my one eye. And so then his son Dominic comes in,
Yeah.
and Dominic kind of alludes that that he's gonna take care of this, an eye for an eye. He's coming after Seth Rollins.
Real quick, the way it goes down, Dominic comes in and says, "Dad, how could you?" Right, and then Dre's like, "I'm gonna get up and leave," and Dominic like looks at the camera and like looks like, "Is he gone?" I'm gonna beat you up. Like, it was just like, okay, man.
And the first thing I thought of,
Scarlett has a shirt and Killer Cross doesn't. Tell you where they. Where the
it's happening.
Tell you who they're pushing there. It's a cool shirt.
It's gonna be Sable and
Check
Mark
it out.
Merrill. Oh, that is a dope ass shirt.
that's pretty cool.
It looks like it's one of them $30 shirts though.
Yeah, I would wear it.
Killer Cross is gonna have a boxing gimmick and be doing a TKO in 3 months.
Killer Cross is gonna be jobbing on main event.
They're like,
Scarlett's gonna be world champion.
Vince is like, how can I separate their relationship and put her with somebody I think looks better?
Let's put Scarlett with Otis.
With Tucker.
Could you imagine if?
Yes, Tucker comes in with
Tucker-
Scarlett. Feud with Otis and Mandy.
No, I rather with Tucker. With Otis. I mean, Otis literally turns into the Godfather, and he gets every hot blonde on the roster just swooning over
and then
him.
he does what we wanted Charlotte to do, where he's talking about his hotel
Yeah.
room.
The Talk Less Claymore shirt sucks.
You don't
Yeah,
like
it
it?
totally sucks.
That's it.
It's horrible.
Let me see it again.
It just says that on the front. There's nothing on the back. Now the one next to it is pretty cool. With
Oh
the
yeah.
shield.
See, when I seen it on him, I think it was fitting very nice. Maybe.
Neither of those
Oh,
shirts are the ones
yeah.
I'm even talking about. He has another shirt
Oh yeah,
where
yeah.
it's,
Heidi's the one
it's-
reading these sex
yeah.
books and imagining.
Oh.
Dream
yeah,
Yeah, I'm busted.
he has
That's
another shirt
fine.
where he's like standing with like holding a sword. It looks terrible.
That
It's
one,
horrible.
that little blue one there. He looks like he's holding a shield or
No,
something.
this
No,
is
it's
the
not
black-
that one.
The black one.
Oh,
yeah.
okay. I see it. Yeah.
Yes. All right. Let's get.
So my take on this is I think that we're going to have Dominic basically being the Tyler Fullington in a Sandman Raven angle here, where he joins Seth's cult.
yeah.
Which that storyline.
Statute of limitations
Yeah,
is
it
over.
ran up.
Cornette says 7 years.
You think Dominic's gonna cut the promo that Tyler did, where he's like, "Yeah, you're a drunk. I worship Raven."
I hope he does.
he should shoot. He should do the exact same promo.
And then Kate him in the
Yeah,
head.
he should do the same exact promo. Not even change the words. He should be like, "You're a drunk, Daddy. I'm with Raven." And everyone was like, "What the fuck's he talking
Raven's
about?"
like, why did he call me the Sandman?
Raven's like, "Dominic, are you smoking drugs again?"
It would be cool to start Dominic off as a heel, and then like he jumps his dad, and he takes his mask off his dad and puts it on.
And then you bring in the actual Sandman.
And then Walter comes out and then he puts a mask on.
Dude, Booker T had CM Punk lose it on backstage because he's like, "Send him to me. He's got too much baby fat still. He needs to get in shape." And CM Punk's like, "Yikes!" It was so funny.
And Sandman goes, "Yo, Dominic, I'm gonna hit you with my cane."
Oh man, this is getting out of control.
So
All right.
anyway,
Yeah.
moving on.
I just want to say I'm on WWE shop right now because there's a lot of shirts for $15. So if anyone
there?
wants to get some cheap shirts, yeah, I'm gonna buy 2 Alexa Bliss ones.
Thanks a lot, Andy.
There's 2 Alexa Bliss shirts you don't have?
Yeah, the coffee one and the crisscross.
You're just
Nice.
feeding my addiction. I'm gonna be Jeff Hardy getting fucking beat up by Heidi in any minute.
I'm telling Heidi. I'm telling on you. So the next thing was a Nia Jax promo where she basically ragged on Asuka for winning the title because of hormones.
Oh God, there's a Tegan Nox Captain Marvel mashup kind of.
Is there?
Yeah.
I see it.
It says faster, stronger, shinier. I'm doing the podcast with the.
Oh,
with my,
that's really cool.
And then we went via satellite to Foxborough, Massachusetts,
There we go.
where Rob Gronkowski and some guy are going out into his yard to make a TikTok video of Rob Gronkowski dancing. And there's this man raking leaves and doing yard work
He's like,
inside.
Who let that black guy in my yard? That's pretty much what he said.
Pretty much. and Rob's doing his thing. And
Rob's like, "We're in Boston. There ain't that many black guys around here. It seems fishy." The guy's like, "Nah, just do your stupid dance, dude. Shut up." That's pretty much kind of what was.
Yeah,
that was-
he paraphrased it perfectly.
And R-Truth's physical comedy, as always, is on point here.
Yeah.
Because he's looking over at Rob, just studying him, and then Rob jumps to turn, and he goes right back to his raking. And as Rob turns to the guy who's filming him, he unzips his tracksuit, and he's got a referee shirt under it, obviously. So then, when Rob turns back around, R-Truth runs up, rolls him up, and he is now the 36th time.
I thought it was 37. It's up there. It's 30 something.
37 time.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, 36 or 37 time, 24/7, 40. You know the whole thing.
I-95, a European.
95 South,
95 South.
Western States.
Are they gonna let him get
Heritage.
to 100? Is that the point of this whole shit?
ICW.
And we're gonna act like it's
Check
a goal that
Sarkisian
can never be
champion.
broken. Everyone knows, like, well, now they're gonna break our truth
Yeah.
title reign. He's a 100-time champion.
He's the GOAT.
They need to do more like DDT does, where we need some more inanimate objects winning the title. We need a ladder to win it.
Yeah.
We need a blow-up doll to win it. We need...
Or maybe like a ring table. Like
Yeah.
the table can win it.
Who could be the next feud for R-Truth with the title? Like another Drake.
Drake Maverick.
You go right back
There
to
you
Drake
go,
Maverick.
I don't want
Why
to
not?
rehash that.
Otis.
Who would be good?
Tucker. Tucker's
What
up
if
there, I
Otis
think.
cashes in the briefcase on the 24/7 title?
Oh my
And then Mandy Brooks
God.
is like, "You're an idiot. You could have been the world champion."
We're breaking up.
Yeah, that's how they break up.
Listen, it would make sense. I mean,
It would be funny.
They have been pretty strict on SmackDown whenever they talk about that briefcase that he has the opportunity to cash in for the WWE title.
Yeah.
So it seems like maybe they haven't done this, but they seem like they might be locking that in.
Yeah.
I'm not fully committed to this, but I think if he wins the WWE title, I might just stop watching. Like, I might just be like, this is it.
I'm buying
This is it for me,
I'm
yeah.
buying a T-shirt.
Yeah, screw it. I'm done.
I'm Team Otis.
So then we had
I'm team anything else. I would rather Jinder be champion again than Otis.
mean,
If
listen.
you gave me the choice, I'll take Jinder.
There, that would be the
You're
Truth's
plug-
next feud. Jinder.
You're plugging at my heartstrings with that right there.
and then the next match was and before we get on to that, this was Rob Gronkowski's
Goodbye.
goodbye.
Good.
Because
Because he's an unlikable douchebag.
Yeah.
I don't know one thing about football. I don't know what he's ever done, but solely
He's a
based on
great football
WWE,
player.
he's a
great football
douchebag.
He's a great football player, and he's known for being
He should be
a
he should-
partying
really,
idiot.
Well, he should
Yeah.
be a heel. I mean,
he
that's what
was
they
a
should-
heel.
yeah.
He
I mean, on
he
WWE.
tried to kill a guy in his last season.
Really?
and he
Oh,
got
God.
suspended.
Yeah.
We didn't really try to kill a guy. He, like,
I mean, he
stepped
was
on their
just-
head or what was it?
Elbow dropped it.
Elbow dropped him on the head. Yeah.
so unlikable. So there's other people like me that don't watch football,
Yeah.
and they're probably like, "Who is this
he
idiot?"
Was, he was on the New England Patriots. They're the most hated team in football.
Yeah.
And he was one of the
They missed a chance to get
Bigger
Tom Brady to
reasons
be 24/7 champion, though. They should have had Tom Brady.
They should,
title.
yeah, just put, yeah.
Tom Brady's not going to do that.
Why not? Fuck.
Yeah, throw him
you
some money.
imagine?
Throw him enough money. All he
Yeah.
has to do.
Come on, Tom. It's a 2-second skit. You lose it right away to
Yeah.
this black guy.
Yeah, you don't have to get
Tom Brady's
slammed.
like, all right, whatever. Get him over here. Tell him to pin me.
As long as
Well-
he kisses me.
Will he kiss me on the mouth?
What is he,
They're
his
like,
kid?
Maybe. R-Truth's like, I'll do it. They're like, Truth will do it. But Truth's like, I'll do anything, man. I don't care.
Tom's getting a massage, and Truth comes in and gives him a kiss and pins him.
dressed like a little boy. He's like, hey, son. He's like, I don't remember you getting
With-
getting
with,
big,
like
buddy.
that Dutch boy haircut. Like,
There was a sign during the Eagles Super Bowl parade that just said Tom Brady tongues his kids.
Oh my god!
Titus O'Neil also kisses his sons on the lips.
and that's weird.
Which
That is weird.
So Titus and Tom could like maybe have a thing where they kiss.
Listen, if you kiss your kids, I'm not judging. Do your thing, but
Don't do it on the mouth.
It's a little strange when they're older.
Tom
and
Brady's
you
son
can-
is 34 years old.
Oh my!
he's 18, and yeah, I'm gonna start doing that. I'm gonna start kissing my dad in the mouth, see how he takes it.
Oh God.
out of the blue.
Just
Fuck
like,
her up, Dad.
I love you, Dad. We're like, what the fuck, bro?
So
Get the fuck out.
It's SmackDown over.
This is wrong.
Oh, they were on Raw. I mean, is Raw over?
We have gone off the rails here.
Yeah, this is
By the way,
I can't get my dad to even tell me he loves me though. Let's kiss me on the mouth.
I got dark.
That'd be wild.
Go ahead.
I was going to say something and I pulled it back.
Because your jokes are real dark when it comes to that.
Oh my god.
But the other thing with Gronkowski is apparently he wasn't just an asshole on camera.
Oh, really?
A lot of
Wow.
people apparently he rubbed the wrong
So
way.
he's like
Yeah.
that in real life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Next match was the infamous Nia Jax beating Kairi Sane. And if you've seen the cut on Kairi Sane's
Yeah,
head,
Ooh,
ooh,
baby.
Yeah, it was
I
brutal.
don't think it was Nia's fault though this time.
It looked like she might have thrown her a little too hard, but who knows? I'm not.
But I just don't know
I'm
what-
going to defer to the wrestler. Why am I
Yeah,
saying?
I don't
that?
know what Kyrie thing was supposed to do in this situation.
I mean,
like she just kind of like
I would've
thrown-
turned,
like,
yeah.
yeah, she
I
should have
don't
turned into
know
it or
who's-
something. I don't
What
know.
I,
Put
what
her
I
hands
said,
up.
I said to Brian on the way over here today, I said it looked like when Nia pulled her from the apron and started the motion to start throwing her, she didn't have her feet under her yet, so she wasn't like fully into like being
Who,
able to
Kyrie?
Kyrie.
Oh, okay.
Like her feet, she was still kind of stumbling
Yeah,
as
yeah.
Nia was. I think Brian may have said it the best. It seems like Nia doesn't know how strong she is. So when she goes in
Probably.
there with smaller people, she's maybe going a little too hard.
And Kyrie's very tiny.
Like
Yeah.
even when she did the buckle bomb and she's like, I'm not set, and
Yeah.
she throws her. It just looked like
which now the buckle bomb is banned in
Yeah.
WWE.
Which I'm okay with.
yeah, and then he turned like it just looked like she pulled her out, whipped her, and her feet weren't under her yet, and then she didn't have time to catch her feet and her hands up to get the thing. But
Or turn. I have to go back and watch it. And see.
yeah, but the editing was fantastic, and
Yeah.
they edited it really well. So it looked like there was you didn't really see any blood.
Wow.
I guess when she hit, they stopped, cleaned her up,
Yeah.
and then started
Oh,
taping
boy.
again. Yeah, that would have been a situation if that was live on TV. That would have been an interesting way of
Yeah.
Yeah.
What?
They probably would have stopped the match. If it
Yeah,
was
Matt,
live.
what are your thoughts on this? Did you see it?
I did. I think it's kind of maybe half and half. I mean, I think Nia, she kind of went maybe a little bit too fast, and I see your guys' point. Maybe she doesn't know her own strength, but like maybe Kyrie could have maybe put her hands on. Then again, Kyrie saying is she's so experienced and she knows what she's doing. So it's like really, I mean, we can Monday morning quarterback this thing all day. I really think the only two people that know about it are Nia and Kari. And the thing is, if like Dana Brooke did this, no one said, it was an accident, and that's it. Because that fact that Nia Jax just has this track record of all this stuff happening to her, we like overexposed it. We made like such a big deal. So, like I said, I think the only two people that really know would be the two of them because they were in it. So
absolutely, it's probably the best way to leave it.
Yeah, and then we had, I thought, a phenomenal promo by Randy Orton.
Yes,
great promo.
For how terrible this match is being booked with a title, everything leading up to it's been fantastic.
Yeah, the only thing I don't like about it is the whole greatest match ever thing.
No.
But the rest of it, with Edge having his doubts about whether he can do it in the ring, even though he beat Randy in a fight, everything else has been amazing. They've hit a home run every time they've had
Like I said in the
segment,
chat, a part of me feels like it's all misdirection and the match is going to end real quick. Like it's going to be an instant RKO or an instant spear, and 1, 2, 3, it's over.
That's what I'm
and
thinking.
everyone's like, oh, fuck, what? You know?
Yeah.
Randy Orton,
I'd be okay with it.
I would be okay with that too.
Randy Orton has this. I mean, his twerk thing definitely won me over, but just what he's been doing the past couple of years is just he's been killing it. Like he's doing good. Like every storyline they put him in, even though I think I'm not into it, he makes it a good storyline.
I disagree. I say when he wants to be good, he's good, and when he doesn't, he sucks.
Yeah, I agree with Andy.
Yeah, that could. I mean,
Yeah.
everything he's been in recently, I've been more into than I have in the past with him.
You're exactly right. I know people that have worked with him before, and they basically, more than one, basically told me flat out, like, if he's going over, he'll bust his ass. If he's not, he'll dog it. And the key is, and I've been saying this for years, because the key is if you see him do the superplex, 9 times out of 10 he's winning the match.
Yeah.
I had a weird thing like that with Rob Van Dam for a while, and it always seemed to work. If Rob Van Dam, and this is when he first came to WWE, like the first 3 years he was there, if he had visible swamp ass, he was winning. And if he didn't, he was losing.
Oh, my.
Check the tapes.
And I swear it worked. I swear it worked.
Visible. Let's we have to rewind the tapes on that one. All right, let's get.
And then we had the match with Asuka, Charlotte Flair, non-title, neither title on the line, and it ends in a kind of a schmaz finish. I don't know if they declared an official thing, but Nia Jax comes out in Asuka's mask, and we have and she had a green face pin on. And they do a thing. I think it was a count out.
Yeah, it was a count out. Yeah.
Charlotte won by count out. And I think that's by design. I think they're slowly building up that Charlotte might have Asuka's number.
Yeah, because Asuka's never beaten her.
Yeah. And she ended Asuka's streak. She beat her for the title.
It was a great match, too, by the way. That's probably one of my favorite women's matches, because I didn't see it coming. I'm going to be honest. I did not.
In my opinion...
I wanted Charlotte to win, but...
Just in my opinion, I think those are 2 of the 3 best women they have. And Io's probably the 3rd. And I mean, they have a lot of great women now. Lacey's getting so much better. Sasha's really good. Bailey, I think, is very good. Ember Moon when she comes back. But
A lot of people,
If
a lot
she
of girls in
comes
NXT that are good.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I 100% agree.
then-
Real quick before we jump, all right.
We have one more thing on Raw. The main event, and it was
Okay.
quick. It was
Go
just
ahead.
Drew McIntyre very quickly beating MVP, and then Bobby Lashley coming in, putting him in the full Nelson, and then a very quick jump off the air. I think they might have mistimed the show.
And then I guess WWE, just to kind of end on Raw SmackDown with this, they put out their free trial for their streaming service.
Not free. They have a free tier now.
There's
There's a free version of the network.
And then now it's gone again?
No, there's a free tier. The free trial is gone.
So the free trial will be you have access to everything, right?
30 days.
So now that doesn't exist. You have the free tier, which is not access to everything. It's only
okay.
certain things.
It's a couple of old... I don't know exactly what's on there because I have the network, but it's select old WWE pay-per-views and NXT takeovers. Some of the shows like Ride Along and Camp WWE.
You can't watch Royal Rumble.
Recent
Yeah, right.
Raws, recent SmackDowns, recent NXTs. So you can watch all this stuff for free. I think they said there's like 1,500 hours of content.
Which is pretty good.
But the thing you can't do now is you can't do a 30-day free trial and get the pay-per-view.
Yeah, which is
Which-
kind of smart.
yeah.
And they said they might bring it back, but what a lot of people would do is they just make a new email.
Yeah, and then just watch
do
it
free
every
trial
month.
after
Yeah,
free trial, yeah.
It's a little bit of work, but it's free.
Yep.
Yeah. All right, let's get into NXT.
NXT, the go-home show for In Your House. And
Which there's some cool in your house shirts I've seen there. So
Dude,
I
love,
want
I
the
love
set
that
so bad.
I love that logo. If they
have to have
they
the set.
have
Yeah, they have to have
they
the set. If
do
they don't have the set,
yeah.
that's a huge
or
letdown.
a similar looking house.
Yeah.
yeah.
And come out the door, and then someone gets thrown through the window.
There's got to be a couch there, coffee table.
I hope so.
No, just the old In Your House set.
Yeah,
They have to have
yeah.
it. They don't get rid of anything.
Yeah,
You know that
yeah.
archive. They have the ring from WrestleMania 1.
Yeah.
Like,
Shit, they should just use that ring too. Fuck it.
no, you don't. No.
Can you imagine?
Ow.
Those rings, those old rings up until about 95, 96 are notorious because they were built for guys like Andre the Giant,
Yeah.
Hogan,
They're
Stud.
stiff.
They said those rings hurt to wrestle in.
Oh wow.
And but yeah, NXT, not NXT Takeover, just regular old NXT. By the way, the ratings this week were surprisingly close. AEW's been kind of rolling for a while. They were both a little down from last week. News is just blowing everything out of the water right now, ratings wise. AEW still won, but I think it was like 730,000 to 712.
Oh, yeah, that's
Yeah,
close.
it was
Super
pretty
close
close.
call. Yeah, because AEW was down, I think, 12%, and NXT was down 2%. The opening match, Candice LeRae and Mia Yim fought to a countout, which then leads to Candice and Johnny against Mia Yim and Keith Lee.
I'm noticing a lot of countouts and
And their street clothes.
And they're street clothes.
Johnny in a street. Oh yeah, Keith Lee too.
Candice looked good. I said I didn't like her with her new look. I don't know. Maybe
I like her with
maybe
purple
seeing
hair.
her in her ring gear with it now, it looked really good. I thought her look, it looked very, very good.
I didn't have time to watch NXT. It's hard when you got to go to bed after wrestling and
Honestly,
get up and go to work.
I had a hard time getting through NXT for
So
some
did I.
reason. I just thought it was like
Really?
very blah. I was like,
Yeah,
ugh.
it just fell flat for me. But we'll get into that.
I don't know. I disagree. I thought it was the better of the two shows, and I watched AEW live. I watched NXT this morning, and I thought NXT was the better of the two shows.
I do love that Johnny Gargano pulled out the key punch because he did an iron drag
Oh.
with Keith Lee. He key
Yeah.
punched him. Yeah.
That's my strategy now. I think what I'm gonna start
Key
doing.
punch people?
Yeah, is key punch people. No, I'm gonna watch one live and then watch the next one the next day because I feel like when I try to watch them both, I'm already exhausted and I'm staying up so
Yeah.
late. So whatever I watch second, I'm kind of just like, oh my god, can this just be over? And I think maybe that's what happened to me with NXT.
See, I watched the next day, but I still felt that way. I was just like, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. We'll reassess and see how it goes. But
Then they had some weird promos, like one of the interviewers is trying to interview Dexter Loomis, and he just starts drawing a picture. Then they had a very impassioned promo with Drake Maverick. He's saying, like, no pressure now. He's going to go eat some cookies. He's like, I got nothing to lose. Like, it's out of my hands. He said,
Which to me made no sense. The promo
it's
made
not
no
out of your
sense.
hands. You have what match?
Yeah, you have a match. If you win, you're the champion.
It's completely in your hands.
yeah, it's the biggest
Yeah.
match possible. Actually.
Here's the thing. What do they do with Dex Lewis when he gets to the main roster? You can't say we got a serial killer coming.
We're not saying that explicitly now
But like,
either.
yeah, but like, they can't. I don't.
you
I
have
think his
somebody
gimmick
cut-
will be even more toned down.
You have somebody cut a promo, and they just kind of pops up out of
Yeah.
nowhere behind them.
Is he? Or does Vince make him creepy pervert where he's looking at all the girls?
Mandy and Otis are swimming, and he's by the hedges
Yeah.
and just goes
He comes up from the pool. He
Yeah.
just looks at them.
with a snorkel.
yeah, awesome. Good.
So they had these little things called Prime Target, where they just did some behind-the-scenes, almost like a Road to documentary type thing. The first one was about Velveteen Dream and Adam Cole.
Now, this is where we said before when the Undisputed Era gets called up to main roster.
Yeah.
This is where I think it's not going to happen. There's a lot of seeds planted in that documentary, and there's been a lot of seeds as of lately leading up to it that you see in this documentary where I think they're hinting that Adam Cole is removed or leaves the Undisputed Era and gets called up to the main roster as a solo
Okay,
guy.
that could happen.
Because a lot of it has to do with like they start talking about Roderick Strong, and then Adam Cole steps in and goes, "This is about me. He was here," kind of like overshadowing Roderick Strong. Where I think maybe Roderick Strong either like takes over the Disputed Era or is the one who kicks him out.
Or are they doing that just to cover themselves in case Adam Cole leaves?
maybe
It's another possibility.
that's a possibility too. But it looks like they are planting seeds where there may be a breakup within the Undisputed Era, or maybe Adam Cole leaves it because he's more like it's about me and not the team anymore. So who knows? That's where I'm still like, let's see how this plays out.
And then Dexter Loomis's picture was him in a truck with the Undisputed Era tied up in the back of the truck.
He killed him.
He killed him,
Dead.
murdered him, like Eminem Stan.
And then we had Swerve, Isaiah Scott beat Tony Nese.
I want to look for how horrible this has been as a lead up of two guys who I thought I wanted to see in a match for the longest time. That promo did have some saving grace.
Yeah, that was well done.
Yeah, the
Dreams promo was pretty good too.
Yeah, the promos definitely sold me on the match and got me more excited again. But everything leading up to it that I've watched on TV, I'm just like,
Yeah, me too.
it's just been
Since Dreams came back, it's been all
It's
shit.
kind of like a flop.
yeah. It's been the shits, as you would say, Andy.
I think maybe he's one of those people that might thrive on the crowd a little more, and this empty
Yeah.
arena thing just isn't
Yeah.
fitting him so well. And then they booked him horribly when he first came back with the whole Roddy Rick
Yeah.
Rude thing. So then after that, we did have Swerve.
You're
beating
the
Tony
face,
Nese.
but take his wife and
Yeah.
ruin his life. It's like, okay.
The thing,
Just so I can get that title shot.
the thing here
The
is
title
that,
means that much. That ruined Roderick Strong's life.
it's basically doing a losing streak gimmick with Tony Nese where he just can't win. He had Jack Gallagher trying to help him, but Swerve still got the win.
You know what it sounds like Tony Nese needs?
What?
He needs PowerPoint presentations.
Needs some Gulak in his
He
life.
needs some Drew Gulak to coach him and make
He
him
needs
better.
a new name. That name.
Tony Nese is another one where
And he needs to lose that jacket.
He put all of his attributes into wrestling.
Yeah.
And none in the charisma.
Yeah.
So he's just a guy comes out with this jacket and shows off these weird abs.
That's
like
a lot
freak.
of guys in wrestling. They put
Yeah.
all their attributes into
One or the
wrestling and not into charisma.
Can't make a balanced character.
Yep.
So it's funny, we were talking last week about is Imperium versus Oni and Danny Burch going to be on the pay-per-view? No, because they had a number one contenders tag team match here. It was Roddy and Bobby Fish against Oni Lorcan and Danny Burch, and a mystery team, which they showed the space launch, and it wound up being Space Breezango.
Oh God.
Welcome back, baby.
It was a fun match, and Fandango worked his ass
Really?
off
Wow.
in this
Probably
match.
because he hasn't wrestled in 2 years.
He brought it.
I'm a fan of both those guys.
It's gonna be fun to see them back for a month till he gets hurt again. Till
Yeah.
Fandango is like, ah!
Or they
And
just-
they're like, come on, god damn it!
Or they
You were
just-
doing so well.
They just drop him. They're just like, we're
I
done
think
with
if he
it.
gets hurt again, it's gonna. I think
It
they're right
has
to the
to
wall,
be. It
yeah.
has to be. Because
And then-
Jesus.
When they're healthy, man, I'm a fan of both those guys. I like
I'm a
them.
little higher on Fandango, I think, just because I think he has a little more.
See, I'm a little
charisma and
higher on
star
Fandango than I am
presence.
Tyler Breeze.
Tyler Breeze is a good wrestler, but I think there's a ceiling there, and I loved him in NXT when he was first there.
Yeah.
The whole Prince Pretty thing, but I think, and I'm not even thinking about Fandango as much as I'm thinking about old NXT and Johnny Curtis.
Yeah.
Dirty Curdy was great. He's a guy where if you were doing like the 24/7 title thing, he can do comedy, but he has a good look. He can go in the ring.
Mm-hmm.
I know CM Punk was very high on him too when he first left.
Yeah.
And then the finish here was that Dexter Lumis shows up in the crowd, and he's stalking the Undisputed Era, startling Bobby Fish, which leads to Breezango taking over and getting the win over the Undisputed Era. And they're the number one contenders, but as they're walking out, Imperium comes out and they have a stare down, and then, I'm going to butcher their name, Indusher, the Indian guys with Stokely Hathaway.
yeah.
Oh,
Malcolm
they
Bivens.
look cool as hell.
Indusher. Apparently they have they're being pushed really hard by Albert, Matt Bloom.
Oh, okay.
The head trainer or head coach, I think they call him. He's really high on those guys.
Head coach. It sounds so weird when it has to do with a wrestler trainer. You're the head coach.
Yeah.
Like,
That's a
what?
joke because he has a big head.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, they have a strength and conditioning coach too, which is normally like a football thing. Their coach was actually a former strength and conditioning coach for the Houston Texans.
Oh.
And when the Houston Texans were on Hard Knocks, he had a great thing on their first episode where he was doing this amazing Macho Man Randy Savage impression. He's like, JJ Watt, not impressed.
Houston Texans is a little redundant, isn't it?
Yeah, it's just the same thing as the Philadelphia Phillies.
Yeah.
And that's the stupidest shit. I hate both those names for teams. I hate them.
Philadelphia's.
Yeah. It's like, why would you, if you were from any other state or any other city, why would you be a fan of those teams?
Yeah.
If you lived in Maine,
it's the
why the
Wilkes-Barre
hell are
Scra-
you a Houston Texans fan?
It's the Northeast Pennsylvania Wilkes-Barre Scrantons.
Yeah.
Welcome to confusing names.
All right, go ahead.
It's like the Cleveland Browns with the uniforms are
You said
orange.
you hated
Yeah.
Philadelphia Phillies, and Brian's like Dexter Loomising you right now.
I know, I bet.
No, I'm trying to figure out which bad thing I can say about the Schuylkill County team, and I have so many to choose from.
Guys, I don't root for any school county teams.
Go Tweaker!
You're not gonna offend us. We know we leave. We know we live.
So then they had another segment where
Yo, but we try hard.
Chelsea Green fired Robert Stone as her manager.
Fire Robert Stone. I don't like him. I never liked him.
I like Chelsea Green a lot, though.
She's another one, though, where it's like, she's not very good in the ring.
No. Looks
She-
great.
She put all her points into
Attractive.
I think she put about 9 points into charisma and then one into
in-
wrestling.
yeah, one
Maybe
in
I'll have to make it 3 categories.
She
and
has to
have
buy more points.
Yeah.
Like, she doesn't have enough points yet. She can't access them. She's like, damn it.
She just needs to level up, that's all.
Yeah.
We gotta work at it.
So then we had a pretty short match here, very short match. I actually took a bathroom break and it was over by the time I came
Wow.
back. Santana Garrett beat Aaliyah. And,
Good.
and again, it was Robert Stone coming to ringside. They're trying to make it maybe like Aaliyah's going to be his next target, and he keeps costing her matches. His gimmick is he's a really bad manager.
Yeah. I'm not.
At least Santana Garrett finally got a win.
Yeah, that's,
Yeah.
that's a good point of that.
Aaliyah looks like they're pretty high on her.
Hasn't she been there for like 6 years?
Yeah.
She's very young. I think she started when she was like 18.
Super young, and it seems like every time she steps in the ring, she somehow gets hurt,
Oh,
and
boy.
then it
Poor
becomes
girl.
storyline. Like
She's another one.
the Japanese girl kicked her face off the one of the
Oh.
and fucking shattered her
Sorry.
nose all over her face. Yeah, and then they made a storyline. Remember when she broke your nose? It's just like, and then she lost again. Yeah,
That's the only issue is they always
Wasn't-
make her lose. She
Wasn't
loses
she in
every
a
match.
tag team with another girl, like a Spanish girl? or something?
Vanessa Bourne.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
get rid of her.
Aaliyah and Carmella would be a good tag team.
Maybe.
Like I think they have a good look together.
They should just
I was
put
thinking Lee and Dakota Kai, maybe.
Carmella
Yeah,
and
but
Liv
Dakota
Tyler
Kai's already-
or whatever. Liv Morgan.
Liv Tyler.
Yeah.
Liv Tyler's back. Yo, if they can get Liv Tyler.
Give her
that'd
her
be sick.
Jersey gimmick back, and then both be Jersey girls. You're my sister. I never knew.
Yeah.
Well, they never said Carmella's last name, so
Yeah.
it's Morgan. There
It
you go.
is.
Soprano.
Yeah. All right. So that was it at NXT.
No, then we had
Oh.
another Prime Target special. This is for the women. And just another thing, like a little documentary kind of building up the women. Cameron Grimes beat Bronson Reed. It was a match. It was a good match. I'm not going to say it was bad or anything. But afterward, Reed was attacked by Karrion Kross. And then in your main event for the interim cruise. Well, they didn't say interim, so maybe.
Yeah, now they're not singing him
Yeah.
anymore. So I guess they're just stripping Jordan Devlin. So
Yeah, but he don't exist anymore.
I thought
Dexter Lumis killed
for a
him.
while I thought maybe Drake would win and then Devlin would immediately come back and attack him and give me
Okay,
my
yeah.
belt. You know what I mean? But then like that didn't happen. So it's like fuck it.
Yeah.
So we have El Hijo del Fantasma against Drake Maverick. The Lucha guys that were kidnapping people come out. And Drake Maverick doesn't want to win that way. He doesn't want them going after Fantasma, so he goes out to take them out. But then he comes back in and eats the finish and loses.
It's definitely gonna be like revealed. Haha, Phantasm was the leader. It's like yeah, we know.
Yeah.
Oh, the guy with the lucha mask was the leader.
Yeah,
Shocker.
I love the luchadors.
Yeah.
And so then, obviously, it's the Sad Hulk music moment. Drake Maverick is done, and he's walking away.
And Papa Triple H comes.
And Cool Dad Paul comes out.
Look how good we are. We're giving you a contract. He should have been like, didn't you just fire me? What if he would have flipped the fingers and walked off and kept the storyline
See,
going?
that would have made him get over more. They
Yeah.
should have done that where he knocked it out of his hands. It's like no, like
Just,
I don't want it.
No, I don't want
Yeah.
it this way. And just
Just
walks out.
breaking
Triple H is like,
monitors
shit.
and writing
Yeah.
AEW in the air.
And then he comes back and he beats up whoever is the cruiserweight champion.
Yeah.
Like,
They
goes
had a
after him,
chance
like-
to actually make him cool, but
Yeah.
instead he looked like a crybaby.
Yeah, and
Like-
then you don't feel bad for him because it's like you're like, well, you got fired and now you're happy, but and they shouldn't do that to you. I don't know. If I was someone that was fired, I'd be a little pissed.
Yeah. I would be too. Well, now they're saying that maybe some of those four-load people may be coming back.
Well, the furloughed people were the producers.
I mean,
and stuff like
some of
that.
the people that are fired may be coming
Yeah,
back.
but like, how much money did they really save on 2 months of not paying Zack Ryder? And like,
Yeah. If I was any of them, I would be like, yeah, I'm good.
Probably
Yeah, me
enough
too.
to pay Gronk in that little segment he did.
Oh,
maybe
God.
maybe the only person who I would see being like, oh yes, please bring me back, would be like a Sarah Logan. Be like, because my husband's
her,
there.
yeah, I would.
Yeah.
I've never really seen anything in her, so I wouldn't.
I would
Yeah.
use her now as like a thing to like stop Bianca. You know what I mean? Since she's with the Street Profits. Have her
Okay,
come
yeah,
in and,
yeah,
like,
there
they
you go,
could do, like,
yeah.
you know,
We're doing whole boyfriend-girlfriend gimmicks. Why not? Let's just keep rolling with it.
Of course, she has to dress like a Viking, like
Yep.
you know, dress her up and shit. But
I mean, she's been doing that the whole time anyway.
yeah,
so.
right.
All right. AEW.
AEW Dynamite. And we start off Dynamite with... they really did a little thing at the very beginning, kind of addressing what's going on in the world right now. And then we had a World Tag Team title match. Kenny Omega and Hangman Page defeated Jimmy Havoc and Kip Sabian.
Good match.
I thought it was pretty good. I don't like Jim Havoc, but I thought it was pretty good.
Jimmy Havoc's winning me. I'm digging him more. I think he's good in the ring. His look is weird. He looks like a more buff version of Danzig and
buff.
and
He looks
Gerard
ill.
Way.
He looks ill.
Yeah.
So, I think.
Yeah.
But yeah,
He looks like an emo guy, like his band retired, and now they're coming back like 15 years later.
Yeah,
They all
yeah.
gained a little weight.
yeah,
and
he's like
lost some hair.
He's like a
and-
taller Jared Wade right
yeah,
now.
it's like, I don't know. But the match was pretty good.
Mhm.
I like that. I don't like the name that they gave it the Buckshot Lariat.
The last
He triggered
call.
The last call. I'm like that. No,
yeah.
but it's cool.
Maybe Scott Hall's going to manage him.
Yeah, I did like when Penelope goes in for the Rana and Hangman catches her and then holds her. Like, what do I do? What do I do? And I was like, I don't know.
And then they're kind of hinting at like JR is like in love with Penelope. Like he's like infatuated with her.
Maybe
Why
we're going to
not?
have a... No, we're not. We're not going to have a mixed tag match with Tony and Britt against...
Oh God.
That's not happening.
Would you rather watch JR make out
Oh, I don't know.
with
Yes.
Penelope,
Yes.
or keep watching Otis and Manny Rose swap
oh,
tongues?
oh God.
I'd watch both. Go ahead.
Jim Ross is like, let's go into my wife's room. Like, oh god.
So then we have the segment with Tully Blanchard and Sean Spears, where Tully's trying to fire Sean Spears.
Yeah, they didn't show
up.
the whole thing, but he was really into it.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was very impassioned, very
It was-
spirited.
It was a good promo.
Well, Tully's really good. And then he knows what it's going to take Sean Spears to the top.
This is where I was like,
He's
oh.
got it. He knows
Lost
what it's
me
going to
too.
take. A glove.
Well,
Yeah.
if he would have opened, if this is AEW and they're all about kind of being silly at some points, it would have been fantastic to just be like, he opens the thing and it was like the Pulp Fiction where his face just
It just shines,
Yeah,
yeah.
it just shines, and then that was it. They
Yeah,
closed
and
the
don't
case.
show it. I
Yeah.
think that would have been better than
That would've been better,
because
yeah.
Tully never used the heart punch, so I'm like, okay, well Barry Windham did, but then he was in the horseman with you, but
Was
you're
this
not
a
Barry Windham.
DiBiase had the glove.
Yeah.
Was this a shot at Seth Rollins because he's wearing the glove and they're
No.
like,
It's an old school wrestling thing.
Yeah.
I thought maybe they were trying to maybe take a shot because they're like
He comes out with like minions.
Yeah.
He's like doing all these shit.
Blackjack spears.
he puts the glove on like on an 8 episode of Being the Elite. He puts the glove on and like 3 people around him like, can I follow you?
Yeah. They should put on like OJ. Look, it don't fit.
It don't fit.
What it
Well, the
should-
fingers are cut out, so it fit.
What it should have been was a Repo Man mask.
I'm still hanging on.
And
to
then
that.
he's like, I don't.
Well, I think I found our title for the episode. Is,
Repo
the
Should have wore my Repo Man shirt.
yeah. But all right, our next.
So then we had a very quick match where Brian Cage beats Sean Dean.
You know what? I was texting Matt Derline because we usually make fun of some certain things. I'm like, well, Brian Cage looks much stronger than he actually is. Because he picked that guy up and he was like struggling. I'm like,
Dude,
that's
not only
a
that,
little
but after the match,
like it's not a big dude.
The match wasn't long, and Brian Cage was winded as shit.
Yeah,
He
I was like, what did
the
he
whole
just?
time, and I
did
was
he just
like-
have a match like
Yeah, I
for
was
an
like,
hour?
what's going on, bro? Why are you so tired?
Yeah,
I think he just puts everything into it right then and there.
I don't know. He just this match wasn't as good as the last
no.
one he had. I mean, it was a job
and,
match,
and to have that much muscle mass, it does take a lot of cardio to carry all that.
Sure.
Yeah.
but there's a lot of them guys that are big and they're
Yeah.
not.
It's
Just
like
show
a
muscle.
It's like a UFC fight when like you see like a BJ Penn walk in and he has like a quarter of an ab on the left side
Yeah.
of his belly, and then like a guy walks in and he's shredded and he's muscular and and then like 3 minutes into the fight, the one guy's exhausted and BJ Penn's just throwing him around
yeah.
like he's a bitch.
That's
It's
why
like,
you want Romero's scary, because he is ripped and jacked, and the whole 5 rounds will just chase you, and like, you're like, shit, get away from me, dude, what the fuck?
get out of here.
Yeah.
Then we had a Taz promo, very more of an authentic Taz promo, mainly because he cursed.
Yeah.
But he also just he was kind of getting on Moxley for not taking this seriously and just building the match at Fyter Fest, which they later announced
It's free.
Yeah, it's going to be.
it's gonna be 2 episodes of Dynamite.
Yeah, because Fyter Fest is like a video game convention. I guess it's not happening, or it's not happening anytime soon because of COVID.
Because the video game convention, and if the video game convention is not happening, does AEW debut their game during the Fyter Fest
It's nowhere
shows?
near ready.
Yeah. I would another year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Another year. At least.
But yeah, it's so they're going to have that match. You're going to have Hangman and Kenny against Best Friends.
Mm-hmm.
Those will probably be your 2 main events over one night.
It was weird, though, because at the bottom of the screen it said 10 o'clock. Like, it's going to be at 10
Really?
o'clock at night. And I was like, yeah, if you look at the promo, it says
Oh,
Fyter
wow.
Fest July 1st and July 8th, and it says 10 o'clock at the very bottom. And I was like, what the hell?
Might be a
I have one
typo.
question. I didn't really watch Being the Elite, so I don't know if they talked about it on there. When did Butcher and the Blade become Miami Vice?
I don't know.
And now
They-
the bunny's not with them, and she's trying to.
Yeah, they
She's
showed
Ally
up on
again,
being
yeah.
elite dressed like that, but they didn't explain why. They just tried to fight the revival, and everybody
Yeah.
broke it up, but they were dressed like that.
Yeah, it's weird that they just kind of switched their gimmicks. And I wonder what the wrestling. I don't like it.
Yeah, they went from like these death guys to like butchers and chopping meat.
I think
to-
they realized that too many people were doing
Dark stuff.
dark
yeah.
shit. Yeah, there was so
and
many
now
people.
they're like these Miami and they're Bunny's not even with them, and she's trying to bang
QT Marshall.
QT Marshall.
Yeah, that was weird.
Which is weird because she's married to the Blade.
yeah.
Wow.
Who knows? So
Nobody
I don't
knows
know.
that.
Once again, one of those things where nothing's explained and we're still trying to figure it
Yeah, I
out.
don't like when they abruptly do stuff like that.
Yeah.
Then they just cut randomly to Lance Archer just beating up some guy in a mask.
Because that shows how badass he is. He
No,
beats up some little guy.
John Moxley came out and said, Brian Cage, and I'll fight him.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
that,
yeah,
that was a
sorry.
good promo. Yeah.
Yeah, it was pretty good.
Yeah.
And then you had Archer said he's not here to be a spot monkey. He's here because everybody dies. His old line.
Yeah.
And then Jake Roberts apologized to Alex Marvez.
Sorry,
That wasn't bad.
Sorry, jacked you up a little bit, brother.
Do you know where can you get drugs in the area?
This looks like
no.
this looks like a place I can relapse. Yeah.
You want to play 21, Marvez?
I relapsed
got
my 7th
20.
time over in that parking lot, Alex.
What did he say to Cody? Are you a mouse? Cheap. Or what? Like,
yeah, some shit. It's pretty good though.
Yeah, you mouse or man, yeah.
Yeah, you were a mouse or you were a man.
Alex Marvez, do you like gladiator movies?
You know how you get a snake to bite you, Alex? Alex is like, do you
paintbrush
abuse it?
them.
He's like, shh, we don't talk like that.
Punch you in the head. Did you ever get bit by a cobra? I have.
I got 22 and I want to hit. Yahtzee.
Jake, you have 20.
You sank my battleship.
32.
We just gotta get done
Hit
this
me.
show already. Holy shit.
Hit me. Yeah, we're getting way out of control. All right, go ahead. I'm having a good time.
Oh,
now.
no.
Yeah.
So anyway, then they had a thing backstage or at the bar where Private Party and Matt Hardy were getting together, where Matt might be their mentor.
I thought Private Party was super annoying here.
Yeah.
They were just like too over the top, like heels.
I think they're
Like,
always super annoying.
I was like, ugh, I don't want to cheer for them. I want to boo them.
Well, speaking of Private Party and kind of
Yeah, later on they announced that Mark Quinn will be the next challenger for the TNT title.
yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah,
Isn't that
I don't
logical,
know.
guys?
I thought they were gonna do like a mystery, like who's gonna like Cody comes out, who's gonna be my opponent?
Because he even said, like, it doesn't have to be anybody. They've said on social media, it doesn't have to be somebody
Yeah.
in AEW.
Which is
I can't wait for Marquez to take Cody to the limit next week and
Yeah.
kick out of a crossroads, and Cody has to dig deep to beat
in
Marquez.
this epic match.
He's like, how am I gonna? He's looking at Brandi. Brandi's like, come on, Cody, you can beat him. He's like, oh, I gotta dig deep, babe. She's like, no, you don't. Just fucking beat him.
you just beat the Murder Hawk.
gigs and then
He comes up all bloody from the thing. You're like, what the fuck happened? You didn't get hit yet. He's like, oh shit.
I got scar tissue.
Brandy.
I'm like Vandalay
She's running
Silva.
down, crying with a towel in her hand. You're like, don't throw in the towel, Brandi.
I'm glad you guys are on my team now. Eventually getting there.
It finally broke me. Cody bleeding at Jungle Boy. I was like, fuck this. This is fucking stupid. This is so fucking stupid.
He's like Jesus. He has to go out there and take 40 lashing, and then he
so stupid.
fights back like Superman.
Cody, why are you bleeding? We're playing Connect 4.
It was so fucking bad. I was like, holy shit. I hate everything about it.
But Jungle Boy has been shining he's been fantastic as of late. He's so good.
Okay, so here it is. It was an error that the apparently an AEW employee tweeted out that it will be at 8 p.m. Fighter Fest.
Oh, okay, wasn't it?
July
Oh.
1st and July
Makes
8th.
sense.
Yeah. What was I going to say real quick about that? I forgot. I lost my track. Chantha, we got crazy there. AEW Dark. Leroy will be.
Leroy Green, yeah.
Okay, yeah,
Leroy
yeah.
Green, really cool guy. Got to see him once again at a PPW show. He did his whole Game Boy, his Switch
Game Boy?
Sorry, his Switch gimmick.
All right,
and,
Dad.
And
Play his goddamn Game Boy.
Okay, boomer.
Game
And he's playing his tapes.
He was playing with his Tiger Electronics handheld.
But yeah, so good for him, man. He's another guy. We tried to have him on the show a while ago, but we just couldn't get a time to work
Yeah.
out together. Maybe it could still happen, and he can tell us his experience and how that all went down.
I think spoilers. I read some AEW Dark spoilers. He wins by hitting a guy with an Intellivision.
Nice, awesome.
Kill a man with one of those.
Yeah, but yeah, so huge shout out to him, another guy that we've seen local in our area, and he's getting an AEW dark shot. So Northeast Pennsylvania guys are showing up
Yeah.
on.
Well, he's more
New York.
New York.
But I mean, he's
Staten Island.
wrestled in the Northeast Pennsylvania
Yeah.
area too. So we've seen him in our own backyard, and now he's another guy that we've seen.
I'm not surprised. He's
And
a
give
House
it a
of
shot.
Glory guy.
Yeah,
All those House of Glory
all the House
people
Glory
start
guys got
showing
the
up,
got the in now, so good for them.
And his stick is fantastic.
yeah,
And the funny thing is all of us nerds are terrified every time he
that's
wrestles.
why I told
like,
myself, I was for that switch when he did the drop kick.
They have to have it. He'll eventually break it and
Yeah.
just get him a new one, whatever. But
Oh, yeah,
some guys
yeah.
snap
No,
in
it's
half
not
and,
very
like,
easy to get a Switch
yeah,
right now.
I know.
Yeah, right now it's not.
And definitely take the SD card out before you do.
I wonder if he has Joy-Con drift because I know I do. It's not like
I have that.
Well, he
bad.
probably has a working switch and a shoot switch that he leaves at home.
I doubt it. I think he told me. I'm like, do you have two switches? He goes, nope. If this that's his legit.
Oh, boy.
I think so. I could be wrong.
I would buy another one if that was my gimmick.
Yeah.
Yeah. We'll see. Like I said, maybe
I'm
I'll
surprised he's even allowed to get away with the gimmick. Like, I'm surprised there's not some like bullshit. That
Yeah,
they're
like
like, oh, we
Nintendo's
can't
like,
put it
oh,
on TV.
yeah,
like
yeah.
Nintendo doesn't want us to. Like,
Yeah, cease and desist. Yeah.
Could you imagine? That'd be great. He comes with a cease and desist shirt. He's like, fuck it, my gimmick's ruined.
Comes out with a non-disclosed handheld system.
Yeah.
It's-
It just says AEW on it.
He has a Game Gear.
yeah.
Just in time for the Game Gear Mini, they announced that.
Oh,
Yeah.
did you see it? Looks terrible.
It's like this big.
Yeah, it's like a credit card. It's
The
like
original Game Gear wasn't that great.
No,
you're like
it
looking
wasn't.
at it like this.
It wasn't.
All right, let's get to our next segment.
Next match was Chris Jericho defeating Colt Cabana.
I thought this was great.
match.
Yeah, actually, Jericho gave Cole
It was
a lot of stuff.
Jericho
here.
was stiff with him though.
Yeah,
He busted
but-
open his mouth and shit. It
But
was
like,
great.
dude, Cole was chopping the hell out of him and stuff
Yeah.
too.
Yeah.
And he hit top rope Ron. I'm like, this is pretty good.
Cole
Jericho don't have to give him all that.
Yeah.
and
And
go ahead. I'm sorry.
Jericho
go ahead.
even did the lion salt. I know he didn't hit it, but he busted that out. Colt busted the El Biase moonsault. Yeah, and the finish was great. Colt went for the Artful Dodger, and Jericho hit it with the jutsu.
And he sold it great. He sold it like he really got knocked out. Like he just hit the freaking ground like boof.
Wow, a finisher that actually means
Yeah.
something.
Yeah.
I'm on to
And
that.
I love that Jericho and Shivani are just making jokes about the flying apple.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's called the flying asshole.
What was the other thing? The buckle bomb. They I think they used it like 3 times during the show.
Oh,
to be
Brian
like,
Cage does
Yeah,
it.
they're like, guess what? We didn't get rid of. Yeah.
Till fucking Cody gets hurt. He's
Yeah.
like, fuck.
He's
They're
cutting
like,
his
"Damn
neck.
it."
He's blading his neck. But
The
all right.
dangerous buckle bomb. Cody survived.
How does he survive that terrible?
And then he gets a tattoo over it to commemorate it.
all right, what's our next?
You wanna play Operation Cody?
So next was a Jericho promo after the match, and he called Tyson a piece of shit, and he's gonna shove Tyson's head up his own bleep.
What
you can
is
say? Ass no.
what is his new thing? Shut your ass.
Yeah. He says that, but he said he was gonna shove Tyson's head up his own ass, but literally 10 seconds after he just said shit, they bleeped ass.
Yeah.
But yeah,
that's
no
one of those
sense.
things because apparently they get 2 shits a show, and Taz had one, and then
Unlimited ass.
well, no, apparently limited ass.
Yeah.
AEW is limited ass.
well, he said "shut your ass" to the crowd, and that one went through, and
Yeah,
then the
but-
second one got beeped.
yeah.
Maybe they thought he was gonna say something. Who knows?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Shove your head up your own what?
But he did ask the.
Shove your head up your
He-
own
he wanted-
cockhole.
Yeah,
Yo, what the fuck?
Chris.
Jericho.
he asked for the baddest man on the planet to come out,
Yes,
he did.
Yes,
and then he did.
And this is gonna be a T-shirt.
Orange Cassidy
Orange
comes
Cassidy, the baddest man on the planet.
out and puts Jericho's hands in his under his belt because he didn't have any pockets.
I just love the smirk Jericho gave him. Jericho's like,
Yeah.
just looked at him like, you fucking asshole.
You know Jericho wants to have a match with him, and then he ducks the moves from Swagger and Jericho, and then goes outside, and the best friends just pick him up. I thought that was so great.
And behind Best Friends during that segment was also the Hitman for Hire was still
Yeah,
there.
Mr. Grimm was there.
So that's
Or
like third
he's-
week in a row. He's still
And
there.
tape
Probably tape
on.
together. Yeah.
Yeah, they're just calling him Grimm.
Yeah, Grim.
Which I think they're a new name. I don't really like the name anyway. But
Yeah.
yeah, good for him.
Yeah,
But
man.
anyway, I want to look. I look forward to Chris Jericho versus Orange Cassidy. And
I
think
bet it
that's gonna be
happens
one
at
of the
Fyter
Fyter
Fest,
Fest.
yeah.
One of them.
Yeah.
Fantastic match.
And then we had the Britt Baker rehabilitation vignette.
I thought
Hilarious.
this was great, especially when she's like pulling the little weight with her wheelchair. Like, what would that even do?
Or Shivani shows up.
yeah, and then she could do it, and she's just doing the most unimpressive things.
And then we had Nyla Rose beating Big Swole.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't.
It was cool
with
that she was
Bray-
just like the Yellow Ranger.
Yeah, I like
Yeah,
that, but
it was
I don't
cool.
like Big Swole. I think she just
Nah,
comes
I
off
don't
as a
like her either.
heel. She's like
she's just really annoying.
she comes off like annoying and like she's like real full of herself.
And then Britt
ugh.
Baker was there in her
Good
Rolls,
wrestler, though.
in her Rolls Royce.
Yeah, the Rolls Royce. How many puns can they go with? I like it. They must have that wheelchair strapped down because when she's like, Reba, go forward. And then she goes forward, I'm like, well, Britt didn't fall. Like, I
Yeah.
thought she was going to go out.
Could you imagine?
Yeah.
The one thing.
Remember when I said I'm coming back? No.
Cody's like, I was just gonna do that spot next match. God damn it! He's like, guys, can you leave me something? They're like,
so
Cody,
mad I could
you're gonna bleed 2 seconds into the match. Can you save something for us?
and
He's like, I'm jumping off that damn cage tonight, and I'm bleeding. They're like, can you please not?
and
You're not even on the main event.
I hate to be that guy, but I'm going to be that guy real quick. And I'm going to assume this was pre-taped. And this is
Imagine
why.
Brian says something super racist. We're like, yo,
I hate
Here's
when women
what- here's
wrestle.
what
I can't stand when women wrestle, guys.
Here's what I really think about the Greeks.
Yeah.
They're awesome. I love their food. But no, I hate to be that guy, and I'm assuming this was pre-taped, like before a lot of this stuff happened. But there are many videos out there, and the one I'm thinking of in particular are NYPD cars driving into protesters that are behind guardrails.
Yeah.
And I don't know if it's the best look in the world to have somebody drive a cart at a black woman.
I didn't even put that together.
Yeah,
I didn't put together.
Yeah, I think it might be stretching a little.
Yeah, like I said,
It was a golf cart,
Yeah.
and she's a goofball heel.
Technically, they've been running over an Hispanic kid for 3 weeks.
so. Yeah,
That's true.
yeah.
You're right. Yeah.
And he's traumatized.
Yeah. So I get where you're coming from, but
Man, to set up this match when Britt can't wrestle for like another 2 months, like it's a pretty long build.
well, listen, they're doing exactly what we asked them to as fans.
I
keep
like
her
the
on
thing
TV.
with Brett, but I didn't think they'd set up a match unless they do it with everybody. So that when everyone's pissed when Britt comes back and they beat
Yeah,
her
that
up
would
or
make
something.
more sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I definitely see where you're coming from with that, Brian. But
I'm overthinking it probably.
Yeah, I honestly didn't
Yeah.
put that
Yeah,
together.
I think it was just bad timing, like you said.
Yeah,
It
and
was
I'm
taped
assuming, I'm
early,
pretty sure this is pre-taped, and that it's definitely not their intent. Obviously, not their intention.
Yeah.
It's like with the Matt Hardy thing. That's like everyone like gave them shit because like they try to drown Matt Hardy. It's
Yeah.
like you think they planned.
Yeah.
You know they planned that spot so in advance.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
And they can have a Reba wrestle or Rebel wrestle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Big Swall, so they do that.
Yeah.
And then we had an interview with Darby Allin. Tony Schiavone put him over, one of the toughest guys. He's not cleared to wrestle right now. And it seems like they might be doing something where Darby Allin might do something with Brian Cage.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Like to kind of
Kinda
build
weird.
up Cage
I think
for the
he
title
probably cost Brian Cage the title match against.
do that.
Moxley,
I could
so
see
it's like
that,
an
yeah.
escape. Like, oh, Cage lost his first big match, but
Yeah.
it's because of Darby.
Does Darby
Allin.
Allen beat Brian Cage?
I mean, I wouldn't do that, but who knows?
Just because the size difference,
Yeah.
I was like, oh.
And then his finishing line there was, life is one big joke, but he'll get the last laugh.
Yeah.
kind of did almost like a Joker thing. And then we had the FTR interview, Tony Schiavone and FTR.
I thought it was great.
Was
They're good talkers, and they would never let them talk in WWE.
Yeah, absolutely. And yeah, they did that whole like, we want the Young Bucks fresh. We don't want a dream match. We just want to beat them up.
I like when they're like, we would have wrestled the Lucha Brothers and teach them what tag match emphasis on tagging. I was like, that was pretty good.
The only thing that looks weird, like Scott Dawson looks a little heavy. Like he looks like he gained a little bit of weight. I don't know why I
maybe.
thought that way.
Yeah.
But I was just like,
he always kind of looked a little.
yeah.
Yeah, who knows?
And it was broken up. Good interview.
And
and-
Tony says, I thought FTR stands for fuck the violence. Like, beep, beep, beep.
Yeah, that was great.
And then Butcher and Blade come out in their Coke dealer outfits.
So next week we have FTR and Butcher and the Blade.
Yeah.
So we are going to see what they're wrestling in. We have Colt Cabana against Sammy Guevara, Mark Quinn versus the TNT champion, Santana Ortiz and Jake Hager against Best Friends and Orange Cassidy. So they have a loaded show.
Yeah.
And John Moxley on Dark.
Yeah, which is like all
Yeah,
things
that's
like, I guess that's like when Kenny wrestled Joey Janela.
Yeah.
John Moxley versus Grimm.
Maybe, yeah.
That'd be cool.
It's a bigger guy. It would work.
I don't know.
And then we had Mr. Brody Lee coming in when Colt Cabana was being interviewed, and they're just kind of teasing Colt might be joining the Dark Order.
Yeah.
Which is like, I can't see that either way. Like, I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe, but I don't know. And then
they had a little thing until I read it here. I didn't even notice this. Apparently, Shivani said that the winner of the match is defending against Ray Phoenix next week, but it's going to be Mark Quinn. They had the TNT title match.
Oh, okay.
Cody.
How do you get those two mixed up?
I don't know.
I must have been looking at paper.
Cody defeated Jungle Boy to retain the TNT title.
In a gruesome, bloody altercation.
Bloodbath.
It's like the match was good, but it
Yeah.
wasn't the epic encounter they were trying to put it out as.
I felt like
and
to me, it felt like Cody was trying to be Ric Flair.
You can't force a match and say this one's going to be epic. I mean,
That-
you have to
that-
let it become epic.
That
Like
has
Undertaker
been
with
my
Shawn Michaels.
argument for Cody for the last couple weeks. It's like every segment he's in, every promo he does, listen, I'm all about putting as much effort and going 110% in everything you do, but it's to the point where it comes off cringy to me, and it has been like the whole belt lashing thing, and then the next thing, and then like everything. It's like he's into like this where like, how can someone kick the shit out of me this week, and then I can overcome. It's like it's just getting old for me.
See,
It's
I was
very 1980s, and 1980s can come off as hammy.
Yeah, I was into it
it's
when
super.
like,
That's the best way. Yeah, it's coming off very hammy to me.
when it fits a storyline. I'm into it, like the MGF storyline. Like, I was, but like
He's
for a
doing
random,
it with every single thing.
Yeah,
he
now that
does.
now that he's just doing it randomly, every week he's going to defend the title. Every week he's like, dude, it's your first time to defend the belt, and you're going to bleed.
I don't
really?
think it needed blood. The match didn't need that.
But
It was weird.
But
Yeah.
the Crossroads got the win this time.
Yeah,
Jungle
finally.
Boy did not kick out of the
It
Crossroads.
was
What
a nice
loser!
crossroads.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a nice crossroads. And I thought the table spot was like a little much. For,
Yeah.
It was cool
I mean,
though.
yeah, it was cool. I mean, you're not having a blood feud with this guy.
And by the way, just to run down really quick, since In Your House is this weekend, I know we'll probably do like a prediction show over the weekend on Facebook Live, but just to kind of run down the card real quick. I think your main event, I think your last match will probably be the women's match, Charlotte, Io, and Rhea Ripley for the NXT women's title.
That's a good main event, though.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe it won't be, because the other thing is obviously the NXT men's title. It looks like it's going to be a cinematic match. I think they filmed it outdoors. It's a backlot brawl. If Velveteen Dream loses, he cannot challenge for the
What
title
if they went
again.
to the same location that the Goldust Roddy Piper backlot brawl was at?
Yeah. Awesome.
And they do a white
And
Ford
that
Bronco
gold
Super-
car is there still.
Yeah, Adam Cole and Velveteen Dream. We also have, for the North American title, Johnny Gargano against Keith Lee, Karrion Kross against Tommaso Ciampa, Finn Balor against Damian Priest, and a 6-woman tag match. You have Mia Yim, Tegan Knox, and Shotzi Blackheart against Candice LeRae, Dakota Kai, and Reina Gonzalez.
That sounds like a
So
pretty
it's
good
gonna be a
show.
pretty good show, yeah.
Yeah.
Except Brandon Gonzalez.
Matt, you got anything to plug today?
No, just great job, guys. I think we had a lot of hot topics. Anybody need to get in contact with me or talk about anything, just hit me up on the social media. Just Matt Turner OF, and as always, head over to ProWrestlingTees.com and type in blue and gold to get yourself a fancy shirt.
Righty, brother. Andy?
What he said, yeah.
And you can,
go get a WE shirt because they're $15 right
yeah,
now.
and you can always see Andy on Not Cool in High School
Yeah.
every Wednesday. Tyler?
Oh shit, dude. Witness for Wrestling on Facebook and the channel tag.
Oh,
Facebook.
the Indian House shirts. Yeah.
They're pretty cool.
we'll end with Brian. So I'll quick jump in here. Just check out the other interviews we had going on, and also head over to it's called the Logo Podcast. They're friends of the podcast. We're going to work on doing a collaboration with them, but they also just did an interview recently with our own Matt Turner here, and he gets to talk a little bit about his history and his thing. So you can go check out his interview he just did with the Logo Podcast. So go check that out. Brian.
Murder, my dude. We did not have Matt Turner on, unfortunately, but we do talk true crime in a very comedic way. I will admit this last episode wasn't very funny. We did work some wrestling references in. It was about this killing in unfortunately, Minnesota in 1991, and it was something where somebody was purported to be called the AIDS Commission. So Truth Commission jokes were made. But again, if you're not into the whole politics thing, skip this one. And maybe we'll do less of that next week. Cause, the first 45 minutes are very charged. Very charged.
Do you guys still do timestamps?
No, we should. I recorded a disclaimer at the beginning. It was like, hey, you should probably skip to this. But then they're like, oh no, we do even worse stuff later.
Yeah.
So I'm like, maybe just skip this one entirely. If you,
yeah. I'm still.
I fully expect to lose a few listeners on this one, but we had to get it out. We had to let it out.
Yeah, I mean, listen, man. Emotions.
As you should. You have the freedom to say whatever you want. You know?
Emotions are tough right now, man. And if you have a platform, you are able to do it. And that's why I kind of wanted to get ours out there in the beginning. But times are tough, man. Like I said, just let's love each other, take care of each other, and let's move forward and make the world a better place after this is all said and done.
And join Dark Order.
And join the Dark Order and support independent wrestling. Here's some No Rain checks. See you guys next week.
There is no independent wrestling.
Yeah.
Go buy a PPW Strong shirt.